Retired machine operator Gary Richmond is suing his neighbor, Monica Clark, for damage to his truck. Gary claims Monica's son, 9-year-old Austin, pelted it with rocks. Monica is countersuing for harassment and invasion of privacy.
Yeah, this is case number 190 on the calendar in the matter of Richmond versus Clark. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Mr. Richmond, it is your claim that the defendant's 9-year-old is a little terror and threw some rocks at your truck.
Yes.
Caused damage. Miss Clark, his mother, says that he's not a little terror, he's a little angel, and that you have been harassing the family, harassing her, harassing the little boy. You've also been engaging in some sort of lewd and lascivious behavior involving her, and she is counterclaiming. How long are you living in your current house?
I've been there 11 years.
Is she your immediate next-door neighbor?
Across the street.
Now, her parents live there, according to what I've read.
Yes, they are. They are the residents.
And she moved in with her parents recently.
Yes.
When did you move in with your parents?
In November.
And prior to Miss Clark moving in, had you had any difficulty with her parents?
No.
Now, are there other neighborhood children?
Yeah, there's about 11 children in our street.
Have you ever made complaints about any of the other children?
No.
Tell me when Austin damaged your truck, what you saw.
On April 23rd at 5 p.m., I went out and caught Austin Clark throwing rocks at my truck and denying that he did it with rocks still in his hand.
Okay, that was...
And I have a police report here for it.
Was your truck damaged at that time?
Yes, it was, ma'am.
Do you have pictures of that damage?
I don't have pictures, but I have a body shop report.
Well,
and
why didn't you take photographs of it? I'm just curious, Mr.
Well, in the paint, a lot of it wouldn't come out unless you had an awful good camera.
Did you try?
I don't have a camera, ma'am.
Was that the only time that you saw him throw rocks at your
No,
truck?
over the past 20 months.
Can I see the police report, please, in the
Okay.
estimate?
There you go.
Do you use this pickup truck for your business?
No, I'm not in business. I'm retired after 43 years.
Okay. Now, you say you've had trouble over the last 20 months with Austin. Have you ever spoken to his mother before about his
I've
behavior?
talked to his mother and the grandparents when they've had him there.
What kind of conversations have you had with Miss Clark?
On April 19th was the last time I spoke to her of his actions and his grandparents.
What did you
of
tell
what
them?
he'd done. His previous actions was using a hammer on, he has 16 infractions, 4 of them to me.
Like what?
He's got my car 3 different times, tearing up the antenna, power antenna on it, throwing rocks at it, throwing mud and gravel on the hood.
Now, when you spoke to Miss Clark before on the 19th, what did she say to you?
She just laughed about it and like, what you're going to do about it.
No, is that what she said to you? I want to know what she said to you.
That's basically what she said.
Did you go to her home, or did you meet her in the street?
No, I didn't meet her. I was over helping her dad do some landscaping.
So you were friendly with her parents?
We had been.
How old are you, Austin?
9 years old.
You know this gentleman here?
Yes, I do.
Do you like him?
Yes, I do.
That's a lie. Now, you look at me very carefully, young man, because you know how many children I've had? A lot. So I can tell, like that, when somebody's not telling me the truth. And when they're not telling me the truth, I can make them very uncomfortable. Do we understand each other?
Yes.
Clearly.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to ask you that question again. Do you know this gentleman over here?
Yes, I do.
Do you like him?
No.
That's better. Why don't you like him?
Because he's blaming stuff on me.
What is he blaming on you?
He's trying to say that I threw rocks at his truck and beat his grill with a hammer.
Okay. Now, Austin, you look right here.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when you lied to me before?
Mm-hmm.
When you said you liked him? Right? You lied to me before, isn't that right?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen again, Austin.
Okay.
I'm not going to ask you specifically whether on the 23rd of April you ever threw rocks at a car. I'm going to ask you at any time, did you ever throw rocks or gravel at a car that was passing by or a truck?
No.
I don't believe you. So we're going to try it again. Because you have to know that I know the truth about everything. That's why they give me this job. We understand each other?
Yes.
Did you alone or with any of your friends ever toss rocks or gravel at a car that was driving by?
No, I did not.
Mm-hmm. Now, Austin, why would you think that this gentleman over here would say that he caught you with rocks in your hand?
I don't know.
He doesn't say that about any of the other children in the neighborhood. So why would you think that this gentleman over here would pick on a 9-year-old?
I don't know. He's been friends with me for I don't know how long. He's took me to the park in his car. He's played with me. I've played with his dog. He's gave me pop and everything like that. Now he's turning around doing this.
Well, why do you think he would do that? Do you think he's crazy?
No.
Hmm? Step down. Now, do you see, Miss Clark, how easily your son said, when I said to him, do you like the plaintiff? And he said, yes, I do.
Yes. At one point he did.
No. I didn't say, did you used to like him? I said, do you like him? And he looked at me with those blue eyes.
Yeah.
And with the same look that he said, no, I don't like him, he said to me, yes, I do like him. He was able to lie like that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He sits in his truck and he just stares into my windows. I have to keep myself locked in my bedroom with my curtains closed because fear that he's looking at me.
What you're saying is he's a peeping Tom.
Exactly.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Gary Richmond claims neighbor 9-year-old Austin Clark damaged his truck with rocks. Austin's mom, Monica Clark, claims Gary's upset that she won't date him.
Now, you think of a reason why Mr. Richmond would, among all the neighborhood children, especially since he seemed to have liked him, why he would complain to you about your son's behavior.
He never complained to me about my son's behavior except for on the 23rd of April. When he came over in the morning, he said, I want you to come out here right now. He said, now I want you to look at this. He said he's seen him do it. I said, do you have any proof? He said
he just told you proof. He said he saw him do it.
Exactly. I said, Gary, when did this happen? He said, this happened last night. I said, well, Gary, that can't be true. I said, because I watched out my bedroom window and watched my son play off and on, and the rocks are right by my bedroom window. I would have been able to hear him. He said, no, well, then it happened sometime this morning. I said, no, Gary, that my son had no time this morning. He said, why?
Did you tell her that this happened in the morning or in the evening?
No, this is stated just like the police report says.
Well, see, the police report, Mr. Richmond,
When I caught him.
says that you reported damage to your car by an unknown person, and you had seen the neighbor's kid across the street throwing rocks around. You did not say that you saw him actually throwing rocks and hit your truck.
The officer, when he come, he did not. I've had 2 incidents. When they come out, they don't even want to write a report.
No, but I'm telling you,
Yeah.
that's what it says. And you said it happened just like it said in the police report. That's what it says in the police report, that you saw him throwing rocks
Okay,
around,
I
which
see
I
what-
believe.
Okay.
Which I believe, because I don't believe him that he never threw rocks around. Because there isn't a 9-year-old boy who hasn't thrown rocks around.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay?
Exactly.
So I don't believe him. But this is what the police memorialized.
Like I said, they didn't want to write the report, and they wasn't home today at the time he did it for them to talk to.
Now, Miss Clark, why would you think that Mr. Richmond would accuse your son, who we seem to like, as opposed to any of the other neighborhood children?
He complains about all the neighborhood children, not just my son.
I didn't say complained about. I said, why would he accuse your son as opposed to the other 11 children?
I believe it's retaliation because he asked me out on a few occasions and I told him no.
So that's what you say in your answer. When did he ask you out?
In November, because
Well, that's what I said, in November. He
But
asked
the
you
very
out.
first time I moved in with my mother,
Yes,
which was 4 years ago.
yes. So 4 years ago he asked you out?
Yeah, 4 years ago, he asked me out for the first time. I turned him down.
Okay, so that's 4 years ago.
Then I come back in
November.
I'm always at my mom's.
You came back in November to live with her.
Exactly, but I wasn't living with her at the time he asked me out again.
When was that?
July of '99.
So what you're telling me, Miss Clark, is that Mr. Richmond has had this unrequited love for you since 1999, and he manifests this unrequited love by 3 years later, in April, accusing your son of throwing rocks? Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I believe, yes.
Well, I would suggest that you take a good reality check. Take a reality check, believe me. I don't even have to ask him. He is not harboring an unrequited love for you for the last 3 years. Trust me, he's not. And that's not why he would accuse your son of throwing rocks at his truck. You want to get to your counterclaim and get there fast?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
He harasses, he goes around telling people in the trailer court my kid's a bad kid and that I'm never there. He's never in school because I don't get up to take him.
Is that true?
No.
I mean, I didn't ask you if he's never in school. Does he sometimes miss school when he's not under medical care?
No.
I mean, it's very easy. All I have to do is call the school. Does he?
I got his report card and the medical from his doctor.
I just want to see how many days he's out of school.
And there is only 2 days that are unaccounted for.
I didn't ask how many days are unaccounted for. How many days absent is he?
For the whole year, I believe 11. Austin has asthma.
Well, he's got a couple of unexcused absences, but I would be concerned about his behavior if I were you, Miss Clark.
Oh, yes, I am very.
Because under all the things that deal with Austin's behavior,
Needs improvement.
every one of them, he got the lowest. Listens, follows directions, expects the property rights of others, shows self-discipline, needs improvement. Shows respect for proper authority, is responsible and dependable, gets along with his peers. He's got problems. So if somebody came to me and said, I've seen him doing some things around town, I would listen to them and not make up in my head that the reason he's making these claims against you is because he asked you out 4 years ago.
I have a witness that heard him ask me out.
Who cares?
And different things that he's done. He sits in his truck and he just stares into my windows. I have to keep myself locked in my bedroom with my curtains closed because I'm fear that he's looking at me. He stares in my windows. I have witnesses that see him
Oh, really?
do
I
it.
would like to hear the witnesses who's going to tell me that he's... I mean, what you're saying is he's a peeping Tom.
Exactly.
I want to hear a witness. Who are you?
Jason McGriff.
Who are you?
Friend of the family.
You're a friend of whose family?
I'm boyfriend and friend of the family. I met...
Just listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Take your hands out of your pockets. Put your hands down at your sides. When I ask you who you are, you say, I'm her boyfriend. Is that who you are?
Yes, ma'am.
Then don't give me a whole lot of who shot John. Don't say I'm a friend of the family. You're her boyfriend, right?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Gary Richmond claims neighbor 9-year-old Austin Clark damaged his truck with rocks. Austin's mom, Monica Clark, claims Gary's upset that she won't date him.
Okay. So if you lie to me, or if you don't tell me the truth right from the get-go, I tend to hold everything else that you say suspect. Do we understand each other?
Yes, ma'am, that is
What do you
good,
do
sir.
for a living, sir?
I do lawn care.
And how long have you been involved with Miss Clark?
We've been going out for about 2 years.
Now, what do you want to tell me about Mr. Richmond and his looking through the window in her house?
I've seen him at several occasions sit in the driveway in his truck, staring at the house, drive around the park, following Austin, just being nosy, concerned about every little thing that Austin's doing. Told her stepdad that he would do anything to get her out of the trailer court, and I believe it's because she won't go out with him.
Thank you very much. Your intuition and your intuitive nature leads me to believe that you've made absolutely the wrong choice. Sit down. Now, I have heard nothing from your star witness that he is a peeping Tom. I've heard that he's a retired guy who may get in his truck and follow Austin around to make sure that he's not causing any damage. But that doesn't mean he's a peeping Tom. That's a nasty thing to say. Nasty. Your counterclaim's dismissed. I think it's nonsense. Damage is due to harassment and invasion of privacy. And I would pay more careful attention to your son's behavior, which seems to be going in all the wrong directions. If somebody's telling you, and somebody's telling you nicely that he's not doing the right thing, I would listen to it instead of getting my cackles up and saying he's making up stories about my son. In any event, I believe that your son threw rocks, and I believe that some of the rocks hit his truck, but I think you got an old truck, 1992 truck that probably had a couple of other spots on it. I don't see any photographs of the damage.
Miles on it.
I also don't see any photographs of it, sir, so I think that if you want to have those dings taken out of the truck, you can do it. You're not going to do it for $1,641. You're going to do it for $500. I'm entering a judgment for the plaintiff in that amount, and your counterclaim is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's done 16 infractions around the park to other people, and 4 of those to me.
I know my son didn't do it.
A lot of the problem is the lack of supervision.
I know he didn't throw the rocks that day.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Wolford versus Pearson, step forward, please.
22-year-old homemaker Cameo Wofford is suing 27-year-old CNA Patricia Pearson for the cost of car insurance. Patricia claims Cameo is trying to run a scam.
Miss Wofford, the defendant was a friend of yours, and according to your complaint, somehow she owes you $280-some-odd for automobile insurance.
Yes.
So in 3 minutes, I'd like you to tell me how it came about that she owes you for automobile insurance.
Well, on the 15th of May, she asked me to have her car insured because she needed transportation to get back and forth to Buffalo because her daughter was sick. Unfortunately, she sells her babies to a black market.
What does that mean?
That means she sells her babies to these families, and they give her money.
You mean she has children that she puts out for adoption?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And they would pay the car insurance every month, and it come to find out that she was never pregnant, so they cut her off.
So?
I had no money to pay it because that was her
Ms. Wofford,
responsibility to pay it.
According to what I tried to piece together from your complaint, she asked you to put her car on your insurance because she didn't have a driver's license.
Yes.
You said okay.
Yes.
So you were assisting someone in committing a fraud against the insurance company and breaking the law. Is that right?
Well, I didn't know it was against the law to put...
You know it's against the law to drive a car without a license, don't you?
Yes.
And when you told the insurance company that you wanted to add another car to your insurance policy, they asked you on the form to name the other drivers, right?
No, I just...
Of course they do. Of course they do. In any event, what happened was she didn't give you the money. You put her car on your insurance. They canceled both of your insurances, and now you want the money back for your insurance. I'm going to give you a very fast lesson in jurisprudence. You cannot come into court asking a court to help you if you have unclean hands. So if you do something wrong and somebody else does something more wrong, it's not the court's job to figure out who did something that's wrong and, for want of a better term, wronger. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Now, the fact that you knew that she, an unlicensed driver, you were assisting an unlicensed driver, puts you in a position of coming to court with unclean hands.
I wasn't looking at it that way.
Well, I want you to look at it that way. I've just given you your lesson in jurisprudence. You have to know that you always have to do the right thing. And if you're going to help somebody to do the wrong thing, you're not going to get help from the courts to fix it. Got it? Mm-hmm. Good. Goodbye.
Thank you.
20-year-old student Jamaica King is suing her ex-boyfriend, 17-year-old Canthony Brown, and his mother, cashier Tracy Parrish. Jamaica says Canthony stole her car and wrecked it.
Now, this is case number 155 on the calendar in the matter of King versus Parrish Brown. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
What's your first name?
Canthony.
This is your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Why don't you have a seat? I'll get to you in a minute. Miss King, this used to be your boyfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
You're suing his mother because he's underage.
Yes, ma'am.
You claim that he stole your car and had an accident with it.
Yes.
And you want his mother to pay the $3,000-some-odd that it's going to cost to fix your car.
Yes, ma'am.
He's just really here because he was the one who was driving the car, but he is not financially responsible or responsible at all because he's 17.
Yes.
Are you still 17, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you want to say something to me? Was that a question?
No, sir. No, ma'am.
I know you're going to get it right. How old are you, Miss King?
I am 20 years old.
Now, when did you start going out with Mr. Brown?
December 17th, 2002.
And you were 20 at the time?
Yes, ma'am.
And how old was he?
He was 17.
And you have a car.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the car in your name?
Yes.
Who bought it?
Me, myself.
Now, did you date Mr. Brown exclusively from December of 2002?
Yes, I did.
Until when?
February 24th, 2003.
So about 2 months.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
And you knew, of course, that he didn't have a driver's license.
Well, the defendant told me that he had a permit.
You knew that he didn't have a driver's license?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you first let him drive your car?
It was maybe, actually, 2 months into the relationship.
Within 2 months, you were no longer seeing him?
Well, try a month and a half.
When did you first start using her car?
Maybe 2.5, 3 weeks before, into the relationship.
Tell me about the first time she let you drive her car.
I used to ask her to drive it, we'd drive to the park or something. We'd drive around, she'd let me drive, just for practice.
Okay, so she would sit next to you and you would drive?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did there ever come a time when she let you have the car by yourself?
Yes.
When for the first time did she let you have the car by yourself?
I can't remember the exact date.
Do you remember where you were going?
Yes, I was going to the store.
Well, where was she?
She was in the house.
Did she ask you to go to the store, or did you want to go to the store? Why did you go to the store?
I wanted to go to the store.
What store?
The store that was around the corner from her residence.
What did they sell at that store, Mr. Brown?
Regular stuff, chips, sodas.
A convenience store?
Yes.
I mean, there were furniture stores, there were pet stores, there were vacuum cleaner stores, there were clothing stores. Do you understand?
Yes.
And when was the next time that you used the car by yourself?
I would have to say when I went to my friend's house to get some clothes that I left over there.
In total, how many times did Miss King let you borrow the car?
I can't calculate the numbers, but I could say it was more than 3 times.
Okay. Now tell me about this accident.
My mom here, she asked me to go to McDonald's to get my sister something to eat.
Your mother did?
Yes.
What did she say to you?
She said, "Is Mika still here?" And I said, "Yes." She was like, y'all go to McDonald's to get us something to eat.
Who's Mika?
Her, Jamika.
Is Mika still here?
Yes.
Would you all go to McDonald's to get what?
2 Happy Meals.
For whom?
My 2 little sisters.
Where was your mother?
She was at home at the time.
And where were you?
I was at McDonald's.
No.
Oh,
she was asking you to go to McDonald's.
Where was I when she asked me?
Yeah.
Oh, I was in the same residence.
So you were together?
Yes.
Okay. So your mom asked you to go.
Yes.
And you had to take the car to do that.
Yes.
So tell me how you got the keys to the car.
Jamika, she was like halfway asleep or whatever, and I told her I'm about to go get something for my little sisters. She flagged me on like, all right.
Okay. Did your mom give you money to go?
Yes.
And you have to drive in order to get to McDonald's.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
So your mother knew that you were going to drive the car.
Yes.
See why you're in trouble? Now you can stand up here. Your defense to this case was Miss King let him use the car all the time. It was her fault that he was driving the car. As a matter of fact, I'm going to read what you said here because this is your answer. The truth is that Jamika let Kenny drive her car all of the time. In fact, she is the one who taught him to drive. My boyfriend and I told her on numerous occasions not to let Kenny drive. Okay? Yet she let him drive the car so much it was as if they were married. If anything, she put my son's life in danger by letting him behind the wheel of her car. That's what you wrote. You asked him to go to McDonald's.
I did not ask him to take the car.
Yes, just a second.
My McDonald's is 3 blocks away from
Listen
our
to
house.
me.
It's walking distance.
Sit down.
Okay.
Your son doesn't lie. I know why he doesn't lie, because he'd probably get confused if he lied. Your son said, you said to him, is Jamika still here? Which means, is the car still here? Go and get your 2 little sisters something to eat. Don't say a word.
I wanted to tell the truth,
Really?
That's not the way it went, exactly.
Then you stand up here and you tell me the truth. You are the boyfriend.
Yes, and I was
and
there
your
at the
name
time.
is the what?
Elijah Holmes.
Okay, Mr. Holmes, you tell me.
So this is exactly how it happened. When she asked her to go, she was asking to saying, can you ask Mika to take you and her go to McDonald's, not knowing that Mika was asleep. When she asked him, she thinking Mika was woke. And Mika was going to be the one that took him.
Thank you very
much.
He
took it into his own
I'm glad
self.
that you imparted to me that mental telepathy. Have a seat.
Okay.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jessica King says ex-boyfriend 17-year-old Anthony Brown stole her car and wrecked it. Anthony says he drove it with her permission.
You are not totally without blame with regard to this, Miss King, because I believe that you let him drive the car all the time, both with you in the car and not in the car. Did you report that he had stolen the car from you?
Yes, because I was completely asleep.
Let me tell you something, but that was not the truth. He did not steal your car. He did not steal your car on this occasion. He did not steal your car on the other occasions when you let him drive himself without you being in the car. That had happened before. So what you did was, over the course of a period of time, let him think that he had your permission to drive the car. That doesn't excuse his mother. Because
may I say something?
now you can come up.
The McDonald's is 2.5 blocks from my home.
Just a second. You mean it got shorter from the time that you sat down there till you got up here? Just a second. It was 3 blocks 1 second ago.
It's approximately 3 blocks. It is walking distance. It's 2
So
lights.
why didn't you walk?
I asked my child to go. I said, Kenny, is Mika here? He said, yeah. I said, y'all go get the kids some McDonald's. Period with a dot. I didn't know he had took the car. I didn't know she didn't go with him. I just said, get them something to eat.
I think that you're both responsible. I think that she's half responsible, and I think that you're half responsible, because I don't believe you. I think that you would have been just as happy if your son took a quick ride over and got
I have
their
my
McDonald's.
own car.
Yeah, but you
Honor.
wouldn't let him drive yours.
I don't let him drive.
Right.
And I told her, don't let him drive.
If you wanted her to go over to get a McDonald's, why didn't you go over to her and ask her? She was at your house.
I communicated to
No,
my
why didn't you
son.
go over to her? She was the one with the car.
I communicated to my son.
He didn't have the car, according to you.
I communicated to him to go and ask her to go get them guys
Didn't
something
you
to eat.
understand my question, Miss Brown?
Why
I
didn't
said
I
to you,
go and ask her?
why didn't you ask her? She had the car.
Okay, well, I made a mistake.
Right.
Without
That mistake's going to
her.
cost you half of what, put your hand down, half, only half of what it cost to have your car fixed. You're going to tell me how you had the accident? Kenny,
Yes.
how did you have the accident?
I pulled out of the driveway, out of the drive-through, and I guess the big rig, it was rushing because it seen me right there and I was about to turn, but it kept on going, like on the side of me, then stopped, and then it turned my way. And then the side went into the side of the car.
Of a big rig?
Yes.
Can I see the damage to the car and the estimates, please? You're lucky you weren't hurt. A lot of damage. Are these 3 estimates?
Yes.
Well, you've got one for $4,000, got one for $2,200, and you got one for $2,500.
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
right? Have you had the car fixed yet?
No, ma'am.
$2,247.21. You're responsible for half. Very, very simple. You put him in a position where he believed that he had your permission to drive the car whenever he pleased. He drove with you and he drove without you previous to this date. His mother also knew that he was driving your car, and if his mother was as concerned as she says she was, she would not have communicated to him the chore. She would have asked you if you would do her a favor since you were at the house. Please, I'd like to get the kids something to eat. Would you and Kenny please go over and get them something to eat? Then she would have known that you were sleeping, if you were in fact sleeping, and she would have asked Kenny to walk over, which she did not. So that was her mistake. Her mistake is going to cost her half of what it cost to fix your car. So judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,123.50. Thank you. That's all.
All these are excused. They step out.
Well, I thought it was fair because it was half and half.
I'm very pleased with the judge's decision.
I felt as if he did take my keys.
I do feel like Kenny had some responsibility in it.
If you take someone's car, you crash it, and then pay the damage.
I asked her not to let my son drive on numerous occasions. She laughed about it then, and it is not funny now, and now she has to pay half the cost.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Surratt versus Neely. Step forward.
Store manager Tanya Surratt is suing truck driver Curtis Neely and his wife Frankie for the cost to fix her car after she ran into their cow. The Neelys are countersuing for the cost of the cow.
Mr. Surratt, it is your claim that the defendant's cow came in contact with your car.
Yes, Your Honor.
And as a result of that, your car was severely damaged.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendants have a counterclaim, and they say that you were probably speeding when your car hit their cow, which was killed, and that's their counterclaim. So I have to make a judgment as to who did what to whom. You have pictures of your car?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
I'd like to see the pictures of your car. That's going to help me a lot. When did this happen, Miss Surratt?
On July 27th, 2002, excuse me.
Where?
About a mile from my house, out in Effingham.
And where was the cow?
I was coming up the right side of the road, and they were on the left shoulder of the road.
Who's they?
Well, it was the mom and the calf.
So it was the calf that you hit?
Yes, ma'am, it was the calf that I hit. The calf darted out into the road while I was coming up, and in return, I hit it, killed it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
A cow just don't dart out in front of you.
She didn't hit this calf on purpose just because it happened to be in the way. That would sound ridiculous. She doesn't look like a nut.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tanya Surratt says her car was damaged after she ran into a cow owned by Curtis and Frankie Neely. Curtis says Tanya was driving too fast.
Okay. What was the cow and the calf doing out of a fenced-in area?
They had got out. I had a new fence put up with electric wire, a new cow wire, and he had got out. But on the road that she is talking about, this is 1 mile of straight road with 15 foot on each side of the lanes. It's very clear. She had to be speeding in order to not see this cow and hit him, because it's very clear. Cows just don't dart out in front of you.
Listen, she didn't hit this calf on purpose, because that doesn't happen.
Well, she must be going pretty fast.
Don't know. I know that she looks like a reasonable person. Why would she put herself or her car in a position of being damaged by hitting your cow?
I don't feel like I'm in wrong with the cow, because I did everything I could, to keep him in. I put up a new fence and did everything I could, so I don't feel like I'm responsible in no way. And I'm out of the cow, too,
Is there a posted speed limit on that road?
Yes, ma'am, I believe the posted speed limit is 45.
Is that right?
It's 50.
I think it's 50.
50 or 45.
50 miles an hour?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that looks like this could have happened at 50 miles an hour. That's a pretty good clip.
Well, Your Honor, I have pictures of the old fence and the new fence that I've replaced before I put the fence up.
The big cow is okay, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Just the calf was killed?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't mean just. Strike that just. It was the calf that was killed.
Yes, ma'am.
What state do you live in?
South Carolina.
Any laws in your jurisdiction with regard to animals being out?
Ma'am, I was told if it wasn't my fault and there was no neglect, that I was not responsible.
Well, Mr. Neely, you see, the problem is somebody is always responsible, even if it's an accident, if it was not done on purpose. There's no question that on purpose you didn't let a cow and a calf outside of your property.
No, ma'am.
There's also no question that Miss Surratt would not intentionally hurt your animal, nor would she put herself in a position of being seriously injured by hitting it just because it happened to be in the way. That would sound ridiculous. She doesn't look like a nut. So somebody was at fault. Now, if the speed limit was 15 miles an hour on this country road, I would look at this car and I would make a judgment that you were going in excess of 15 miles an hour. But if the speed limit is 45 or 50, I could say that based upon that, this damage to your car would have resulted if you hit an object.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. To begin with, the cow had to have been in the center of the road for her to hit it on the driver's side of the car. The cow was knocked about 15 foot to the side of the road. So she really had to have been speeding at a higher rate of speed than 50 miles an hour.
That's not true, madam, at all. 50 miles an hour on a country road is very fast. You're not on a highway. On a highway is different. Yeah. Were you there?
I arrived on the scene.
He's my witness, ma'am.
Come on up. How did you arrive on the scene?
When she had the accident, she gave me a call and told me to come.
You are her husband?
I'm her husband.
Okay.
And when I arrived on the scene, Your Honor, it was still dark. It was 5:30 in the morning when this occurred. The calf that she hit was a black calf. There are no street lights in that area on the street where she hit the calf.
That makes perfect sense, Mr. Surratt. The cheapest estimate you have is $3,055. Is that right?
Your Honor, this car already had damage on it. The right side of this car is primed all up. They ain't brought the pictures of the right side.
The right side ain't got damaged by the cow, though.
I don't know how much damage this cow done.
Excuse me,
I don't know if all this damage is... I don't think this cow only weighed 200 pounds, done this much damage to this car.
I don't know if you know that much about cows or not, but a cow is a very slow-moving animal. They do not normally dart out in front of anything.
Even if it didn't dart out, let's say it didn't dart out. Let's say she's going the speed limit, and your cow is in the middle of the road, and it's 5:30 in the morning, and she hits your cow that's in the middle of the road that did not dart out. You would still be responsible. She's not doing anything that's wrong by traveling down the road, going the speed limit.
She's supposed to be watching where she's going.
I'm supposed to be trying to go to work.
A cow doesn't belong in the middle of the road, sir. I am not going to attribute to her lunacy by hitting an object that could kill her. No less, we didn't talking about her car. She would not do that. You have an obligation to keep your cows within a certain perimeter. Even if you try and don't succeed, that's an accident. That doesn't mean you did it on purpose. That doesn't mean you did it on purpose. That's why they don't call it on purpose insurance. They call it accident insurance. That means that two relatively innocent people get into an accident that no one intends. This was an accident that no one intends. But for the fact that your cow was out in the middle of the road, this accident wouldn't have happened. It's not but for the fact that she was speeding. There's no indication she was speeding. So she wasn't doing anything wrong. But for the fact that your cow was not where it was supposed to be, this accident wouldn't have happened. So you're responsible for the damage to her car. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,055. Counterclaim is dismissed. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused.
1-year-old homemaker Christina Peel is suing her baby's uncle, 20-year-old Kyle Jarvis, for smashing out her car window and filing false charges with CPS. Kyle says Christina is an irresponsible mother.
Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise. Okay. Your Honor, this is case number 161 on the calendar in the matter of Peel versus Jarvis. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Who is this?
This is my witness, Frederick Hollowell.
Sit down. Miss Peel, Mr. Jarvis is your baby's uncle. His brother, who is your baby's father, is incarcerated. Is that right?
Yes.
Your complaint alleges that Mr. Jarvis moved in with you after his brother went to jail. He was always a very good uncle. Mr. Jarvis says that your relationship with him became a more intimate one than just him being the uncle to your baby. You claim that he owes you for rent, that he got angry with you at some point and he smashed the windows out of your car, and that he filed false reports against you with Child Protective Services.
Yeah, that's right.
Mr. Jarvis says he doesn't owe you any rent because you never paid any rent, which is why you got evicted. He did, in fact, get angry at you once because you were out of the house or something. And he did smash the windows on a car, but it was his car. And finally, the charges that he filed against you with Child Protective Services, he says were true, and they were filed because he was attempting to protect his nephew. That's the case. So let's start with one thing at a time. He moved in with you when?
Sometime in January. We got a place.
Of what year?
2003.
When did his brother go to jail?
I'm not sure of the date.
When did your brother go to jail, sir? I see you're a real close family. What?
2000, Your Honor.
Is he still incarcerated?
Yes, he is.
You moved in January of 2003?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why?
She was asking me to move in with her so I could be closer to Jeffrey and stuff. And she wanted to move out of her mom's house.
So you moved into an apartment together?
Actually, it was a trailer.
What was your arrangement as far as paying rent?
We'd go halves on it.
Did you pay your half?
Yes.
For how long?
For pretty much as long as I was staying there.
And you say he didn't pay rent?
He wasn't even working. He had no income. There was no way he could have made the rent, and I did not want to leave my mom's house. He told me his parents were abusing him.
Did you pay the rent?
Yes, I did.
Show me.
I don't have the statements with me because he took them when he left my house.
What statements?
The receipts.
Well, you needed something from the landlord. So you don't have proof that you paid the rent either?
No.
He says you didn't pay rent, and that's why you got evicted. Were you evicted from the trailer?
Yes, because the landlady said the police were there too much because Kyle kept bringing him over.
If you come to court seeking half rent, you have to establish that you, in fact, paid the rent. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So now we're going to forget about rent. Now let's hear about the car window. Did you smash out the car window?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Why did you do that?
Because I got mad because she was out late, and when she came back with Fred, she...
That's Fred?
Yeah. I think that's Fred, yeah.
Shh. Go ahead.
So when she came back with Fred, I asked her where was she going because it was like 10 o'clock at night. She didn't answer me. She just ran and jumped into his car, and she took off, and I got mad because she left a 2-year-old with a 15-year-old that was having sex with their boyfriend, and I punched out the back window of the car.
Now, you said the car. What car was this?
I think it was a 83 Oldsmobile.
It's an 88 Oldsmobile.
Why did you think that you were entitled to do that?
Well, because I had the money to pay the first payment on the car, and my name was first on it, so I punched out the window.
Who purchased the car?
Me and Tina.
The two of you?
Yeah.
Is that right?
That's correct.
So it was in both of your names?
Yes. I got the papers right here.
Okay, can I see that, please? Okay. The car was purchased in March of 2003. On what date did you knock the window out on the car, sir?
I'm not sure.
What day, Miss Pio?
It was the 19th, 03/1903.
Can I see the report, please? March 19th. Just got in the car.
Yes.
Where is the car now?
It got repoed because Kyle went down after he left and told the guy that I wasn't going to make the payment.
So what are you suing for?
For the loss of my car, for the damages.
But you didn't have the car. Nobody paid for the car.
I have to pay for the window, though.
No, you both have to pay for the window, and he broke the window.
Well, he told the police he would pay for the window, and he was supposed to. He promised he would, and he didn't.
Okay, they'll get him. And the car was repossessed. Is that right?
Yes.
Perfect. So then we just took care of the car. Now let's talk about the CPS reports. Why did you file reports to Child Protective Services?
Because I was concerned about my nephew's well.
Tell me what kind of reports you filed, sir.
This is hearsay, so I don't know if it counts.
What?
But I was hearing that Fred was doing drugs, and my nephew was staying with Tina, and she was staying with Fred, and I didn't want him to be around drugs.
So somebody told you that Fred was doing something that was bad.
Yeah.
How many times did you call?
I think I called about 5-6 times.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You probably made some errors in judgment with a lot of the men that you lived with, including his son.
I've never lived with his son.
Then you made a bigger error in judgment in having a baby with his son.
Yes.
And later today,
she had attempted to poison her mother.
Well, let me ask you this question. When did you know about that?
About a year before that actually happened.
Then how could you let your 19-year-old daughter sign a lease with her?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Christina Peel says her baby's uncle, Kyle Jarvis, smashed out her car window and filed false charges with CPS. Kyle says he found out Christina was doing drugs.
Did Fred move in when you moved out?
Yeah.
Is that right, Fred?
That's not correct, Your Honor.
Step up, Fred. Fred, what's your last name?
Fred Hollowell.
How old are you?
24, Your Honor.
Ever been arrested?
Yes, I have.
When was the last time you were arrested, Fred?
About 6 months ago.
For what?
Probation violation.
What was the nature of your probation?
Burglary.
What was the nature of the violation?
Movie.
You were arrested because you moved?
Yes, the probation department that I'm with, we have to contact and let our probation officer where we're at all times.
When was the burglary, Fred?
October 2002.
Prior to the arrest, had you been arrested?
I've been arrested once before
For?
having a disordered conduct with my ex-fiancée.
And that's it?
That's it.
Never anything involving drugs?
No.
Who do you work for now?
I was working for a restaurant.
Does that mean that you're not working now?
No, I'm not working.
Can I see the reports, please, that you have? CPS.
Here's the one for child abuse. That's pretty much the only one we got for right now.
Okay. Well, at least on one occasion when they went out, they found that everything was in perfect order. Sir?
Yes.
You also reported that they weren't feeding your nephew?
I do believe that's the one my mom called in on.
No, you're the reporting party.
Oh, okay. Then yeah.
That they weren't feeding him, that he was dirty?
Yeah.
That you thought he was abusing him?
Yes.
Were you angry that she had a new boyfriend?
No.
No? You sure about that?
Yes.
Yeah, he was, because he tracked me down to his house and showed up with the crowbar at the door saying that I needed to be home right away. And he
Well, that was when he said that he found your babysitters having sex in front of your child.
That's not true.
Is that right?
Yes.
That's what you say that you saw that got you furious and you broke out the window.
Yes.
I assume that this is your son?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Step up. Your other son is incarcerated. How many children do you have?
I have 2 children.
Do you ever see this grandchild?
She refuses to let myself and my wife see him.
Any particular reason?
These people have harassed me, calling the cops on me, CPS, saying I'm abusing my child. This man right here has tried to kill me. Once I told him I was calling the cops because I had a restraining order and did not want him there. He punched me in the chest, knowing I have lung problems, breathing problems, and heart problems. And I just want to be left alone. I'm tired of seeing the cops at my house 2-3 times a week. And I've gone through years of restraining orders. It doesn't work.
When was the last time you called Child Protective Services and/or the police on Miss Peel?
I can't remember.
Give me a year.
2003.
Give me a month.
Guess in
Your Honor,
March.
they have called him.
Just a second. I asked for the last date. Do you have the last date?
Yes, it was during March of 2003. They showed up at my residence.
Who do you live with?
I live with my mother.
You don't live with her?
She lives with me.
She lives with you at your mother's house?
Yes.
And the baby?
Yes.
What does your mother do for a living?
She works at a hospital. She's a laundry worker.
Are you working?
Not right now.
And you're not working?
No.
So who's supporting all of you?
Pretty much my mom right now.
Why did you call Child Protective Services and/or the police in March of this year?
Wanted to make sure my nephew was okay.
That's not a reason to call the police or Child Protective Services, sir. That's an abuse of the system.
Well, when you hear things from your friends around town that somebody's doing drugs around your 2-year-old nephew, you just call them.
No, not time after time after time, sir. After a period of time, it becomes harassment. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
What your friends are saying may or may not be true. The way to discover that is to engage her in having a reasonable relationship. Instead, you acted in a volatile fashion. You understand what I'm talking about? Knocking out car windows, coming to her house where she was with a crowbar, whatever it was inappropriate. Now, you also made some errors in judgment. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Okay. You probably made some errors in judgment with a lot of the men that you lived with, including his son.
I've never lived with his son.
Well, then you made a bigger error in judgment in having a baby with his son.
Yes.
And then you lived with somebody else before you lived with him. Is that right?
I didn't live with him. We got the place together, yes.
Lived with him! It's a trailer. We're not talking about living in Helmsley Palace. We're talking about living in the small confines of a trailer. So you lived with somebody else before you lived with him?
Yes.
And that was an abusive relationship towards the end?
Yes.
Then you lived with him, and it's an abusive relationship with him?
Yes.
And with him? Now you're living with him? Yes. I don't know how many there were in between. You've made a lot of errors in judgment. You got it? You have to stop harassing her.
Yes,
Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you're concerned about your grandson and want to see your grandson, sue for visitation. But that's much more difficult than just picking up the phone and making a police report. You're not entitled to a financial award, Miss Peel, against these people. If they don't stop doing it, I suggest that you file a lawsuit for abusive process.
So he doesn't have to replace the window or anything?
Actually, I told the car salesman that I'd take care of it with him personally.
So you're going to take care of the window?
Yeah, I told him personally that I would. It'll take me some time.
Good. So then you take care of the window.
Yeah.
And the cost that I had to pay of getting the locks changed because he took off with the keys.
Show me that you paid for it.
I paid $400 deposit and it was taken out of that.
All I asked for was proof. You don't have the proof. The car was repossessed. I've already given them the drill with regard to filing reports that ultimately rise to the level of harassment. But I'm telling you, Miss Peel, somebody who has had a baby with somebody who is incarcerated, lived with at least 3 people in a relatively short period of time, 2 of those relationships were abusive, demonstrates to me that you are not exercising good judgment as a parent. Do you understand what I said to you?
Yeah, but I didn't live with her. He's only been
Goodbye.
While he's unexcused, you may step out.
Hey, I don't think it was right. I think I should have got the money.
And that's just all about the Benjamins.
These people have harassed me all my life. Well, for the last few years.
All I'd like to see is my nephew in good health, you know.
I moved all the way to Vegas to get away from these people, and it still went on.
My brother said he's going to sign over parental rights to me.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of McCoy versus Muhammad. Step forward.
19-year-old home health care provider Mushana McCoy is suing her former roommate, 19-year-old home health care provider Aisha Muhammad, for breaking their lease. Aisha says Mushana sabotaged her relationship.
Ms. McCoy, you and the defendant had been good friends. You both wanted to try living together. You signed a 6-month lease on an apartment. And Ms. Mohammed moved out after 2 months. You want her to pay her share of the remainder of the lease. Ms. Mohammed says that you made life unbearable. She moved out because she was afraid for her safety. You moved in on what date?
April 10th, 2003.
And it was a 6-month lease on how many bedrooms in the
2 bedroom, 1 bath.
And you both signed the lease?
Yes.
And you moved out when?
I moved out May 20th.
So you were there not even 2 months, but
Yeah.
you probably paid for April and May.
Yeah.
And what was the rent?
$625.
And were you splitting that in half?
Yes.
Ms. Mohammed, you're going to have to convince me, madam, that you had a valid reason for breaching your lease, forcing her to assume your responsibility for the remainder of the lease. I'm ready.
Oh, well, the first instance, she wanted me to go to her grandmother's, and I didn't go, so she was upset about that. And then she started making little comments like, because I would stay at my boyfriend's throughout the week. She would say, if you don't spend more time here, I'm going to change the locks, and that if I pay rent here, I need to stay here. And then also I found a cable bill for over $200 of lesbian pornography, and I felt very uncomfortable with that fact. And my boyfriend had called one day for me. I was there, I was at work, and she told him that I was cheating on him, I was sleeping around, just like things to break us up, basically. I found out that she did it, and I decided that I couldn't live with the enemy. I had to move out.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Mushana McCoy says ex-roommate Aisha Muhammad owes for breaking a lease. Aisha says she moved out because Mushana had ulterior motives.
You have anything you want to tell me?
Yes, ma'am. May 17, 2003, I was at work. Her boyfriend called me at work. He actually wanted to see if Aisha was there, but she wasn't there. And he said, well, I'm going to break up with Aisha. And I said, why? And he said, because I think she's cheating on me. She's nasty, and a whole lot of horrible things he said about her. And so he asked me, was another guy over there visiting our apartment? And I said, well, her ex-boyfriend was there, but they're just friends. And he was like, well, I kind of figured who it was already. And that's all I said to him. So after that, he called again.
Ms. McCoy.
Yes, ma'am.
You were being a troublemaker. That doesn't give her the right to break her lease. But just so that you understand, I believe, and Officer Petrie Hawkins Bird believes, that you were being a troublemaker. A good friend says, listen, I don't want to hear your nasty talk about my friend. And don't ask me about who's over here visiting. That's none of your business, or at least you're not going to get that information from me. Instead, you tell him that an old boyfriend was over visiting. That's being a troublemaker, Miss McCoy. Who is this?
This is my mother. She bear witness to the things she did.
Just a second.
May I add something?
Of course.
I moved the girls in myself. Mushana had little or no support from her family. And the reason why she didn't have any support, there was conflict within her family. She had attempted to poison her mother. And so her and her mother had
Well,
lost
let me
their
ask you
bond.
this question. When did you know about that?
Probably about a year before that actually happened.
Then how could you let your 19-year-old daughter sign a lease with her? If what you're telling me now you think is important to this case, what kind of a mother are you?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She's a very responsible young lady.
She wasn't responsible when she moved out of the apartment.
Was
She left the plaintiff stuck with a lease that she can't afford to take care of herself. So she was not responsible.
All the deposits that was put on the department was left in Mushana's. Food was bought a day before the move. We left that for Mushana. We try to be very responsible because
you
Mushana
were irresponsible. Stocking the refrigerator does not take care of $1,242. That's her share of rent over 4 months.
I'm saying it was unfortunate for both of the girls, but we didn't try to, like...
You didn't give her a choice. Your daughter just...
22-year-old Lorena Villalpudua is suing her boyfriend's ex, 24-year-old Magdalena Contreras, for vandalizing her car. Lorena claims Magdalena ripped off the license plate frame.
According to your complaint, the defendant, Ms. Contreras, is your boyfriend's ex-girlfriend.
Correct.
They also have a child together.
Right.
How old is that child?
He's 6.
Are you pregnant again?
Yes.
Whose baby is that?
My fiance.
You live together?
Yes.
You only have one child?
Little Rudy, and then this one that's coming on the way.
According to your complaint, you and your fiance were at an open school night at Rudy's school.
Right.
The defendant was there with her mother?
Yes.
There was some sort of an argument that took place, and after that, Ms. Contreras vandalized your car.
Yes, because she was upset with him.
Ms. Contreras says she didn't do as much as you said she did, just did a little. Is that your defense?
Yes.
Ms. Contreras, that's almost like being a little bit pregnant. It doesn't happen.
Lorena Villalpudua says her boyfriend's ex, Magdalena Contreras, vandalized her car. Magdalena claims Lorena provoked her.
Now, I'm going to go to Ms. Contreras because Ms. Contreras doesn't seem to object and seems to acknowledge the fact that she did put her hands on your car. So I'm going to ask her to tell me why.
Because my ex, Rudy, was supposed to take our son.
Rudy?
Yes. He was supposed to take our son to open house, which he didn't. And
okay. So it was an open school night and Rudy was with his father?
Yes.
For how long?
It's joint custody, so every other week he's with his dad.
So he had him for the week?
Yes.
Okay, so he didn't bring him to open school night?
Yeah, he didn't.
So?
So I got upset and I started asking him, why didn't he bring our son? And he said our son would rather be with his grandpa. And I just got upset and I started yelling at him.
In the school?
Yeah. Yes.
Why?
Because I was upset. I was hurt that he didn't take our son.
Control yourself. You were making a scene in the school?
Yes.
Well, that's stupid.
I know it's stupid.
Didn't your mother tell you to shut up?
Yeah, she did tell me to shut up, but I didn't
Good
listen
for
to her.
you.
No, she didn't.
Good for you.
She did not.
Shh. Am I the kind of person who needs help from you?
No.
So you created a scene in your son's school, which of course left everybody, including the teachers, the administration, the other parents, with the idea that this child comes from a home where they're not going to let their kids go and visit, certainly, because his mother doesn't know how to control herself.
Well, I was very hurt that he didn't take our son. Our son was
Get over it.
all happy that he was going to go.
Get over it. Did the court grant you joint custody?
Yes.
If the court granted you joint custody, then the court clearly had to say, I think that both of these parents are responsible enough to take care of this child an equal amount of time, that they're two good parents, and they made a judgment that he was as good a parent as you were. So that if he's with his father and his father decides not to bring him to open school night, that's none of your business. So let's move on from there. So you got angry, making a scene in the school in front of other people. Then what did you do?
We went into the classroom, the teacher started talking to us, and she was showing us...
Were you behaving at this point?
Yeah.
Good.
I just went to his desk and got his little picture, and then me and my mom took off, and then I seen Lorena's car, and I recognized it, and I just broke off her license plate holder. That's all I did to it. I didn't scratch it or anything else.
Well, tell me exactly the steps that you took. You saw her car while you were driving in your car?
No, I
or
was
were you
walking to my car.
Okay. You were walking to your car, you saw her car.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to bend down. Did you take off the back license plate or the front?
The back, just the holder.
And what did you do with it?
I broke it off, and then I was going to leave it on her window, but I didn't, so I just took off with it.
Can I see photographs of the damage to the car, please?
Yes, you may. I also have a police report.
I'd like to see that, too.
And it has a witness, a 13-year-old girl that was standing out near the car.
Well, when you pulled it off, madam, you scratched the paint.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did!
No, I didn't. I didn't
Listen
scratch
to
her
me.
car.
Listen to me. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That's why I'm here and you're there.
I didn't scratch your car.
That's why I'm here and you're there.
Your Honor, I seen it.
Just a second. Say nothing. You still have to share custody of this child, I assume.
Yes.
So, she can get mad at me, I don't care. As a matter of fact, I rather like it. You were driving the white truck?
Yes, ma'am.
And you said to your daughter, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Exactly. What did you say to this idiot when she got back into the car?
I told her that, why did you do that? It was uncalled for.
Absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You have an estimate?
I do. I didn't scratch your car when I broke that off. There's no way that I scratched your car. Your Honor, may I say something?
Go ahead.
The license plate frame is screwed on.
I know what she did. She
can't-
pulled it off. She went like this in order to get it off, and in doing so, she scratched the car with the license plate. That's what she did. And she keeps saying, I just took off the frame. When you went over to take off the frame, genius, did you have with you a pliers?
No.
You had your hands?
Yes.
So you had to pull it. It was screwed on. When you pulled it, in order to get it off, and you were jiggling it, you scratched around the car. Do you get it?
I didn't scratch your car.
Oh, what an idiot. What an idiot. Listen, do me a favor. You know, she's pregnant now. When she's finished, discuss birth control with her. It's really a shame that we're continuing this. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $618. That's all.
Stephanie Young says former live-in boyfriend Raymond LaChance owes for rent on their shared apartment. Raymond is countersuing for half of 1 year's living expenses.
I usually don't like to prejudge things, Mr. LaChance, but I think that you're not a very honorable person. According to the complaint that I read, sir, you and the plaintiff were involved in a relationship. You thought it was going to be a solid one. You signed a lease on an apartment, correct?
Correct.
And after 3 weeks, the thing didn't work out.
Correct.
And you agreed that she would leave, and you would stay in the apartment.
I was staying in the apartment, yes.
And when you were staying in the apartment, according to the plaintiff, you were staying with someone whose name was?
Jacob Cannon.
You were staying with someone whose name was Jacob. And when she left, according to her, Jacob was paying her half of the rent so that you weren't out any additional money. Then, according to the plaintiff, you told her you were moving out of the apartment. So far correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And she didn't want to ruin her credit, so she paid the rent, right?
Yes, ma'am.
When she goes to the apartment to get something, she sees all your stuff there because you had moved back in. But you let her pay the rest of the rent, believing that he was out of the apartment.
Yes, ma'am.
Your excuse is that you were forced to pay the rent yourself for 7 months because of her, and therefore you decided that she should pay the rest of the rent.
Her name's on that lease. She's just as liable as I am.
Mr. LaChance, in what month did you sign the lease?
We signed that in May of 2006.
And she left in May of 2006.
She left June 2nd, 2006.
6/2. Did she pay May's rent?
Actually, I paid it.
You mean you paid it alone?
I paid it alone, yes.
Why is that?
I had recently come into some money at about the end of April playing online poker. It's what we used to move out here. It covered all our moving trucks.
So you paid the May rent?
Correct.
Okay. Now, when did Jacob move in?
Jacob was with us from the beginning.
And how much was the rent in the apartment?
$569 a month.
And how much was Jacob paying?
He was not paying for any of the rent.
And how long did you let him stay?
He stayed until November.
So you're telling me you did not try to find another roommate between June and November because you were letting Jacob stay there rent-free?
Correct.
Now I'm going to respond to your statement. Okay. The reason you had to pay the rent is because your behind was sleeping in the apartment. Hers was not. And you had a roommate who should have been paying half the rent.
From July till November, he was never home. It was predominantly a storage space for his stuff. I helped him out every now and then.
Then
He
it's
was
your
never,
responsibility, sir, to find another roommate.
I was unable to find another roommate.
Show me what efforts you made to find another roommate.
I had friends at work.
Now let's go a little further, Mr. LaChance.
I don't have anybody
I'm
in
speaking
town.
to you. When did you call Miss Young and tell her that you were moving out of the apartment?
I was finally able to get a hold of her. It would have been end of November.
And you told her you were moving out in December?
Yes, ma'am.
And had you paid November's rent?
At that point,
It's not an answer, sir. Did you pay November's rent?
November was paid, yes.
And you moved out in December?
Yes, ma'am.
And you paid December's rent?
Yes, ma'am. It was actually a lot more. Okay.
So you called her and let her know that you were moving out in December, and if she wanted to keep her credit, she better start paying the rent.
Yes, ma'am.
When did you move back to the apartment, Mr. LaChance?
I moved back in January of 2007.
So you were out of the apartment for 1 month.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you call and tell her you moved back?
I was unable to get a hold of her.
Did you call and
I
tell
called.
her you moved back into the apartment?
I called, yes.
So that I assume you paid January's rent.
I did not pay January's rent.
I assume you paid February's rent.
I did not pay February's
That's why I told you when we started this case that I thought your behavior was abominable because it was dishonest, totally dishonest. Moving out is one thing. Saying, listen, I'm moving out of the apartment. Your name's on the lease, my name's on the lease. I lived here for the last few months, so I paid the rent. But now I'm moving out, just like you moved out. So I think if we want to both keep our credits intact, maybe you don't need it, because if you make a living doing online poker, maybe you don't need your credit intact. She does. So maybe we should just join forces, pay this lease out, whatever. But that's not what you did. You were able to contact her when you wanted to move out. But when you moved back and knew that she was going to be paying the rent and you were going to be living there rent-free, then you couldn't contact her. That's not very nice, sir. Now, when did you find out he was still living there?
I had the locks changed March 26th, and he called
So
me.
you paid December, January, February, and March.
Yes, ma'am. I also paid April.
And April. When did you go and check the apartment?
Well, I moved back to Florida, and the apartment's in Texas, so I couldn't just go there. And I said, I want to have the locks changed because I believe someone's still living there.
What made you think someone was still living there?
Because once he stopped paying the electric bill, it went back into the apartment's name. So they were getting the bill, and she was sending it to me. So if there's electric, someone's living there. So I said, I would like to have the locks changed. So I paid the $25, and I got a call from Raymond that night saying,
I'm an authorized tenant in that place. There was no reason to have me
Mr.
locked out.
LaChance, don't you understand? You did something that was amoral, dishonest, dishonest. Don't you get it?
To me, dishonest was leaving 3 weeks into the lease.
No, Mr.
She committed
LaChance,
herself
that's
for a year.
ridiculous, sir. You weren't getting along. I don't even care why you weren't getting along. You were dishonest. You said, I'm moving out, and then you moved back without telling her. And the only time you contacted her again, and you were able to contact her again, you said, I couldn't call and tell her I was moving back because I couldn't contact her. So you were able to call her when you were moving out, and you were able to call her after she changed the locks. But you couldn't call her that critical time to tell her you were moving back into the apartment. She didn't have to pay the rent anymore.
I had left voicemails. I had sent
Listen to
messages.
me. Dishonest. What kind of work do you do?
I am a waiter at a restaurant.
What else do you do?
I play online poker.
Dishonest. So you owe her for rent for 5 months. You also owe her for the electricity while you were there. How much?
it was $2,100.
Now, it's my understanding from your complaint that you have a witness who was able to testify that for the first few months after you left, the rent was paid.
Yes, ma'am.
Call the witness.
I would like Jacob Knudsen to come out.
You swear to tell the truth in these matters?
Yes, sir.
State your name for the record, please.
Jacob Knudsen.
Okay. Did you live in the apartment with Mr. LaChance from June until December?
I left early November, but yes, June is correct.
When you were there in June, July, August, September, and October, those 5 months, did you contribute to the rent?
Most of the time. The only month that I was not able to contribute to my full share of the rent was the beginning of October, due to the fact that I lost my job.
I don't care why you didn't contribute in the month of October. You didn't contribute in the month of October. Yes. You paid rent in June?
Yes.
How much?
$285.
And you gave that to him in check or cash?
Cash.
That was June. What about July?
Yes.
You paid him in July?
Yes.
August?
Yes.
The full amount, to either
$285, yes.
What about September?
September, yes.
But not October?
No.
And what happened in November?
November, I was still out of work, and I contacted my mother and borrowed $400 from her in order to pay my half at the beginning of November. I have a Western Union voucher right here.
Can I see it, please?
Yes. The Western Union voucher that states that I got $400 from my mother in order to pay my half of the bills.
So if Mr. LaChance said that you were there and you stayed there sporadically,
I was not home very much, yes.
and that you did not pay any rent to him at all, would that be the truth or a lie, sir?
A lie.
And you were his friend?
Yes.
Who do you know longer?
I know them both about the same amount of time.
But you stayed with him
Yes.
when she left?
Yes, in order to help him with the bills.
Perfect. Good. Anything else you want to say to me? Anybody? Perfect. You owe her $2,100, Mr. LaChance, because you're a dishonest person. Because you're a dishonest person, I'm dismissing your counterclaim for half of the expenses for the time that it is clear that you had help with the rent, because that's what your counterclaim is mainly about. You will always come into contact with people, Mr. LaChance, in this life that are smarter than you are. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Goodbye.
26-year-old Noah Riskin is suing his ex-girlfriend, 22-year-old Lindsay Robinson, for her share of a backpacking trip through Europe. Lindsay claims the trip was a gift.
Mr. Riskin, Miss Robinson used to be your girlfriend.
Correct.
And it is your claim that you took a backpacking trip to Europe
Yes.
and you advanced some money for Miss Robinson, who was supposed to pay you back.
Correct.
Miss Robinson says the trip was a treat, your treat, and there was never any discussion about paying you back for the trip. And she is counterclaiming, she alleges you have some property of hers, a baby book, and she wants some punitive damages because she says you are stalking her. How long were you a couple?
For 7 months.
From when to when?
From mid-June, I believe it was, up until Valentine's Day.
And when was the trip?
We left on January 20th, returned February 19th.
So you were really a couple from June until January, because when I understand from reading your papers that when you took this trip, you each went your own way for a good part of the trip. You traveled independently. It wasn't a romantic getaway for the two of you, right?
Correct.
You didn't live together, did you?
We did.
You were living together.
Yes.
You had enough of each other from June to January. You wanted to be a little separated?
My intention of going to England and Scotland was to backpack, to go as many places as I could. Lindsay told me that she wanted to get a feel for life out there and stay in York for a week or two.
Wonderful. Terrific. How come you advanced the money?
Lindsay came up to me after the tickets were purchased, said that she had talked to some friends of her back home, and they told her that she needed roughly $1,000 per week, conversion rate being about 51 cents per pound. I'm sorry, $1 per 51 pence.
Oh, please, let's move on.
She did not have that money. I offered a loan.
I asked you what was said. Don't say I said to her, I will give you a loan. I want to hear what was said by her and what was said by you. Do you understand? And if it doesn't sound right, it's usually not true, Mr. Riskin. You get it?
I did.
Good.
So I went ahead and loaned her the $2,500.
Okay, Miss Robinson, since he can't get it together, I want you to tell me how it came about that you, A, took money from him for the tickets, and B, took money from him for spending. I think it was $2,500.
Yes.
Tell me how it came about.
He told me he was going. I told him I couldn't go with him. He asked me to go. I said
I want you to keep your voice up and speak slowly so that I can hear you.
Okay. He said he was going to Europe on a backpacking trip. I said, I can't go with you. I was going to use the month to move out anyway. He said, go with me, go with me.
You were going to use the what? I don't hear you. I want you to tell me how it came about that you took money from him for the tickets and took money from him for spending.
The month that he was going, I said I'm going to move out and see where it goes from there. So
Look at me.
I told him to let me know when he bought the tickets and I would make a decision because he kept asking and asking. So when I called him, he said he bought 2 tickets. I'd said no and he bought the ticket anyway. As far as money goes, I told him, well, I still don't have the money to go, and he offered to give me money for that too. We went to the bank together. He deposited it into my account.
What's wrong with you?
I listened to him, I guess.
No, you didn't listen to him, I guess. If you were not happy with him and if you were moving out, why did you take all that money from him?
Because
why?
Because I thought he was doing a nice thing. He told me it was going to be a gift, and I believed him. And he told me he didn't want the money
That's not
back.
my question to you. I'm talking about being a moral person. Let's say I believe you, which I'm not sure I do. Let's say I believe you. Why would you, since you knew that he was anxious for you to go, since you knew that he was anxious for you perhaps not to break up this relationship that you had had for 7 months, Why would you, knowing what you knew, take money from him? Because as soon as you came back, you broke up, right? Right?
Before we got back, we broke up.
Well, before, but you already got yourself there on his ticket, and you already had $2,500 of his money.
Yeah.
Well, that's wrong.
I know. I know. I thought it was something that it wasn't, and I should have listened to my gut. I thought we had an understanding, and we didn't.
What kind of understanding?
We discussed it before, and we had the understanding that it wasn't going to be romantic, that we were both going to go our separate ways, and that it was a gift. Because I told him I couldn't go over and over, and he insisted that he wanted to do something nice for me. He called my dad and told him about it. He told my best friends about it. Knowing that we would break up, he told them that. And so I thought we had an understanding.
Yeah, I want to tell you something. If it doesn't make sense, it's usually not true. What nice thing had you done for him?
I don't know. I was with him. I mean...
Well, he was with you. You mean that's a gift that you were with him?
We just had...
What kind of spectacular thing do you have that other people don't have?
Nothing.
Huh?
Nothing.
Nothing. I didn't think so. I mean, what do you bring to the table that millions of other people don't bring? Why in the world would you think that he would invest a whole bunch of money in taking you away if he didn't think that by doing that, perhaps you could rekindle your relationship?
That's what he did think. I know it is.
Then you did the wrong thing by taking it, knowing that it wasn't going to work.
I didn't... Okay.
How much was the ticket?
The ticket was $531.
And how much cash did you give her?
$2,500.
Okay. Forget the incidentals. You're lucky we're going where we're going. Do you understand? I'm going to hear your counterclaim. And I must tell you, Miss Robb, other things to do today. You want your baby book back?
I want my... Yes.
Why did you take her baby book?
The baby book was actually left. When she had moved out, she left everything that she did not want. A number of magazines, old shoes, etc. that she did not want. She just left them for me to clean up. I found them, and I did notify her that I had these items. She has not made any effort to pick them up for me, to send anyone to pick them up. I still have them.
What are they?
A baby book and a childhood photo album that I saved from the trash pile.
Why did you leave them?
That's not true. First of all, I got home and all my stuff was on the porch the same night we got back. He locked me out so that I couldn't get in and took my key. Everything that was on the porch, I took. Everything that wasn't mine, like the magazines, I left there, yeah, because he threw it all on the porch. So
on what date?
That would be the 19th, the night of the 19th, the night we got back.
What else?
He basically, after the breakup, I don't know what happened, but he became very different. He would show up at my work at least twice a week. And
yes? And what?
And just hover around. He would pull friends out of work and tell them about everything that happened between us. And
well, get over it. You owe him $3,031. Your counterclaim's dismissed. That's all.
Gazina Jacobs is suing her former tenants, Benjamin Nelson and his girlfriend, Vanessa Enghorn, for rent, utility bills, and for severely damaging her rental property.
Ms. Jacobs, you rented a unit that you had, apartment,
Yes.
to the defendants. They were referred to you by a neighbor. According to your complaint, you had to evict them. They owed you rent. You want your rent. You want the damage that they did to your apartment, which you say was substantial. Mr. Nelson and Ms. Eichhorn say you owe them money. You kept their security deposit. They did not cause any damage to the unit. They were current in their rent until you shut off their electricity and their power, and they have a counterclaim. What kind of work do you do, Mr. Nelson?
I'm a handyman, mechanic, painter. I do a lot of things.
Do you work for anybody or you work for yourself?
I work for myself.
And what do you do?
I'm a hostess.
It's just the two of you in the unit?
Yes.
And how much was the rent?
$960 a month, plus electric and gas.
Which you were supposed to pay for yourself.
Yes.
When did you move in?
I believe it was September of '06.
When did they move in?
They moved in at the end of January of '07, and the lease agreement started 1st of February of '07.
I don't think that's right. We
Can I
lived
see
there
the
longer
lease,
than that.
please?
I have the lease agreement.
Are you on any prescribed medication, Mr. Nelson?
No.
You moved in February of '07, sir, not in September of '06. Okay. So, first let's start with the question of utilities. According to your answer, you say she agreed to rent us the unit and we signed the lease for $960 a month, including utilities. Now you say you were supposed to pay your own utilities.
Electric and gas, yes.
You were supposed to pay your own utilities. Did you put them in your name?
right before we got
Eventually,
evicted.
we had to.
What do you mean eventually you had to? You had to when you moved in February.
Well, they were in her name up until then because it was part of the agreement that our utilities would be included in the $960 rent.
Not according to him.
According to this evidence in these papers, that's what it was. It was in her name for a long time.
Well, it was, of course. It had to be in somebody's name.
Yes, and until she turned it off without notice.
Just a second. Were you supposed to pay the utilities?
Yes.
Why didn't you put the utilities in your name starting in February?
Because that wasn't part of the agreement that we had.
Of course it was.
We didn't have the money at the time.
That may be an answer.
So we agreed to do it when we had the money.
Yeah. Just a second. When did you have the money?
I believe April or May.
By April, she had already turned off the utilities.
That's when we got it in our name.
Because you didn't pay them. When did you move out?
We moved out around the beginning of June, around June 10th.
June 9th was our last day.
So you owe her rent for February, March, April, May, and June. 5 months.
No,
that is not true.
We've paid her up until like the last 2 months before we moved out.
I'm telling you that's what you owe her.
Okay.
Show me that you paid 5 months' rent. If you didn't give her rent for 5 months, tell me when you stopped paying her rent.
I always brought her cash. I stopped paying her rent on about end of April. I stopped paying her rent because I didn't have the money because I lost my job.
All right, fine. So far, you owe her $1,150 in rent, and you didn't pay the utilities for February, March, and April. I assume that they paid them in May because then they had to put them in their own name. At least
yes,
you were
exactly.
off the hook. So how much do they owe you for utilities?
Utilities is, I got the receipts right here, $767.69.
Now, you have pictures of the damage to the apartment?
I sure do.
I'd like to take a look at it.
There's several sets of pictures. I also have a list from the repair person and the checks that I did pay a person to repair the $4,000 worth of damages.
How did these holes get in the wall?
That was a prior roommate.
Whose roommate?
Ours. A bad selection of a roommate.
Well, you owe her for this damage.
Yes, I believe we do. We're responsible because...
You are.
it's
It's your
my
roommate. Go find your roommate.
I'm putting in a small claim right now.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That master bedroom, I know it was their bedroom, and right below those holes was their mattress. So, yeah, you can see her head there,
Your
right
Honor,
where he...
that is untrue. She's made a lot of allegations about us, about him doing bad things to hurt me, a lot of why reason why those holes are in our walls.
When was the last time the police were called to any residence where you have ever lived for domestic violence?
Never. Just this once. If she'd called.
Just a second. When in any of your residences were the police called on a complaint of domestic violence?
None that we know of.
She just said once.
Well,
no,
we believe that's what she called about.
Yeah,
because they showed up, but nothing was ever done about it because nothing was wrong.
They showed up at the residence because they were looking for him.
This apartment is a pigsty. Don't you clean?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we had a roommate that came in while we were at work and damaged a lot of
It's
stuff.
filthy. That doesn't happen from a messy roommate. That happens from people who live like pigs.
I don't live like a pig, Your Honor.
Well, you did. I never saw a place so filthy.
I had to go through my house in 2 days' time, and I had to pretty much tear everything apart that I had and find what was sentimental to me, pack it up, and then start throwing a lot of my things away.
Should have paid your rent.
Your Honor.
You should have paid your rent. That's what happens when you don't pay rent or utilities.
We had agreed to start paying it off. We'd actually started paying it off. And
Listen, she's not your mother.
I know.
She's your landlord. The first thing that you did was you moved into the apartment. You were supposed to put the utilities in your name. You didn't. Then you have a counterclaim that she had no right to turn off the utilities because she got tired of paying $767 for your utilities. Well, then you had no choice, but you put them in your name. At least she's off the hook. I don't know whether you stiffed the utility company or not. I assume you did. Now, then you leave an apartment like a pigsty and you blame it on a roommate. Well, so far it's everybody's fault but yours. Everybody else is wrong. She's wrong.
I'm taking responsibility since it was my roommate.
I really think it was your roommate, sir.
We've had...
I don't necessarily think it was your roommate. I don't believe necessarily it was your roommate just because you say it. Do you understand?
Oh, I understand.
Good. I'm glad you do. Okay, so far you owe her $19.17 just for your rent and the utilities.
And that's the detailed list of what was repaired.
Nothing was repaired, Your Honor, except for the holes in the walls, because I live right next to that place, and so does my neighbor, and she happens to walk by and she sees our things are still being used. A refrigerator that she said was damaged that we need to pay for to replace, still being used. It was like that before we moved in.
Show them these pictures, please.
The refrigerator was not repaired, and the refrigerator I'm not suing for. I'm just suing for the repairs Mr. Bean did on my rental unit.
Your Honor, I was going through all these items. That's why it looks like a pigsty like this.
Just take a look at the toilet. The toilet isn't going through the items. That toilet hasn't been cleaned, it looks like, in 6 months. You owe $5,000 for your cleanup, for your rent, and for your utilities. Now, give me 30 seconds or less on your counterclaim. Let's go!
We don't believe we owe her because nothing was fixed before we even moved in.
Forget it. Next.
All of our stuff that was in the house, she told us we would have 2 days, and we had nowhere to go.
Why didn't you get your stuff out?
We stayed up all night trying to get our stuff out.
We had
but
2
we had a
days
house
time
full of
to do
stuff,
it.
so we got
Did
out
you
what
pay
we
rent
could.
in June?
I was giving her a couple hundred every week.
Did you pay rent in June?
Not in full, no.
Counterclaim's dismissed. You owe $5,000. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
25-year-old Aaron London is suing his former co-worker, Corey Bell, for defaming his character. Aaron claims Corey passed around a phony Craigslist ad.
Mr. London, did you and the defendant work in the same company?
Yes, at one point we did.
This is your complaint. You put an ad in Craigslist. I gather you went to school to become a massage therapist?
Yes.
And you put an ad on Craigslist for massages with your picture on it. Does it have your picture?
Yes.
Mr. Bell saw that ad on Craigslist. Is that right, sir?
I did.
And he thought it was really funny that you had posted that ad on Craigslist. So far, am I right?
Yes.
So he circulated it around the office. He sent it to a lot of other people. He thought it was funny, like, you know, like people send jokes on the computer, and he sent it to a whole lot of other people. So you're suing him for defamation because you were very embarrassed.
Yes.
That's what this is all about. Mr. London, can I see the ad, please?
Yeah.
Okay. So this says, hello, ladies. Imagine casting your eyes upon this gorgeous whatever. It's got pictures of you, right? And it says, massage for big, beautiful women. Reply to personals, it looks like a number at Craigslist.org. And when people reply to this personal, they get you. Is that right?
Well, they get transferred to an email, yeah.
But it's you.
No, not in this particular case. There's a little bit more to the story that hasn't been revealed yet.
Sir, all I want to know
Yes.
is, it comes back to you.
Yes.
Now, is this the same ad that you sent to other people?
Yes.
You didn't modify it in any way?
No, didn't modify
You didn't
it.
change it, you didn't add words,
No,
you didn't...
no, I didn't. I just sent the link.
You sent the link and you said, take a look at this.
That's it.
That's not a crime, Mr. London. That's not a crime. That's not a lawsuit.
Yeah, there's a little bit more to it.
Well,
though.
give me 30 seconds, sir. That's what happened. You put this ad that you didn't want to be circulated among your office mates. He circulated it among your office mates. If you didn't want it out there, you shouldn't have printed it.
Well, no, that actually isn't what happened. What happened is I work for the bank, and I also have a personal training and massage therapy business, like you said. And another kind of job side hustle that I do is I write personal ads for Craigslist. Also ads for businesses, whoever needs advertising.
Very nice. I'm not an advertisement for you, sir. So you have a lot of businesses. You put this on Craigslist.
No, yes, technically speaking.
That's what we're here for.
That ad wasn't for me.
Who cares who
I
it
wrote
was
the ad
for?
for somebody else.
Who cares who it was for? Who cares? He doesn't know that. All he knows is this is the ad that he saw on Craigslist. He had every right to send it to whoever he wanted to send it to.
To my work, but well, he doesn't work in the workplace anymore.
I don't care. He could have sent it to the King of Siam. He could have sent it to me. He could have sent it to the President of the United States. He could have sent it to the Vice President of the United States or the Secretary of the Interior. It doesn't make any difference. It's out there in cyberspace, put on the internet by you, Mr. London. He could send it to whoever he wants. It's open. That's what it is. It's like sending an open letter.
To send it to my job for what? For
Who
laughs?
cares? If you don't want to be embarrassed, you don't put embarrassing things on the internet, Mr. London. If you don't want to be embarrassed, keep your private thoughts to yourself.
But the ad is not mine, is what I'm trying to tell you. Can I actually tell you?
Listen, Mr. London, I understand the nonsense what you wrote in your complaint. You said you were doing an ad for somebody else, and this was just a sample of what the ad would look like. But Mr. Bell doesn't know that because you posted this on Craigslist.
But how does he know I posted it?
It doesn't make any difference whether he knows you posted it or not, sir. It's here. It's out there in the world. Just like he sees it, anybody else can see it. He can send it to whomever he wants to send it. The truth of the matter is, you did post it on Craigslist. Did somebody tie you down and take these pictures?
No, those are sample pictures.
Those are pictures that
The
you...
pictures don't even match the ad, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh,
it's
yes,
not
they
even...
do. Oh, yeah, listen, Mr. London, you can tell me whatever you want to tell me, sir. This may have aggravated you. It may have upset you. It's a very good lesson. If you want to think privately, you go, I want to take it all in, and this is what I want to do. I want to keep these thoughts to myself. If you want to give massages to big, beautiful women, and that's what you're thinking about, and I'm going to see it, but I'm not going to write it in a letter to my mother or my sister or my boyfriend or my girlfriend. I'm going to keep it to myself. Once you type it in the machine and you write send, it's over. It's out there. It's in Mexico and Burma and Jersey and Brooklyn. It's all over the place. And you can't complain about it if somebody says, this is really funny. I want to send it to everybody that I know who knows this jerk who posted this on Craigslist. So, Mr. London, grow up. You want to keep things to yourself? You want to talk into your pillow. Don't talk into your computer. Case is dismissed.
25-year-old Suzanne Hiller is suing her ex-husband, Patrick King, for her lost wages after their daughter broke her leg.
Now it's case number 398 on the calendar in the matter of Hiller versus King. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Miss Hiller, you used to be married to Mr. King. You have one child together, is that right?
Yeah.
Child is now 6?
7.
7. Sometime last year, Mr. King was enjoying visitation with his daughter, and she had an accident and broke her leg. And you stayed home to take care of her. You weren't working at the time, having lost your job about a week before this accident. You claim that you asked Mr. King to give you extra money for the purposes of having somebody come to the house and watch your daughter while you went out to look for a job, and he refused. So you want your husband to compensate you for the time you spent home taking care of your daughter.
Correct.
Doesn't that sound ridiculous to you?
No, there's a little bit more to this story.
Well, that's the lawsuit.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume that during the period of this visitation, there was an accident when she broke her leg. How did it happen, Mr. King?
She had to use the restroom, and she had a friend over, and typically she waits a little too long sometimes, and she was in a hurry to get to the restroom, and she was wearing socks, brand new sparkly socks, which were really slippery, and she was running across the tile floor with her friend in chase behind her, and when she rounded the corner, she slipped and fell, and she's been told,
Whatever. It's an accident. Now, Miss Hiller, is there anything that you know that suggests that this is not the way your daughter broke her leg? After all, she was 6 years old, so I'm sure you asked her. And she said she was running and she fell. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay.
But the story's changed. Now, I heard that she...
Now, just don't look at him. Look at me.
Okay. I heard that she was running on the tile in the kitchen, playing with her friend, and he was in the bathroom. My daughter
What difference does it make?
Because
I mean, you're not suggesting that Mr. King caused the injury, that it was anything other than an accident.
I'm sure it was an accident.
Right. Now, has your daughter ever been to an emergency room other than this incident?
No.
Has she ever seen the doctor on an emergency basis?
No.
Has she ever gotten a very bad cold or sore throat?
No.
Nothing. So she is a miraculous 7-year-old who has never been ill.
She's very healthy.
I didn't ask you if she was very healthy or not. I had a whole bunch of children, and they were always sick. Children go to school, they get sick. They go to nursery school, they get sick. They play with their friends, they fall down, they need a stitch, they break an arm, or they sprain a wrist. That's what happens with children. That's not his fault. That's an accident. Now, why do you think that he should compensate you for taking care of your own child?
Because I had actually just lost my job. She had broken her leg on a Sunday, and I had lost my job on that Friday. So it had only been literally a couple of days. I got a phone call from him on that Sunday, which was the 5th of December, saying that it was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
I don't care. You have to understand something. I don't care about that. I don't care about the call and she broke her leg and I didn't take her to the doctor right away. It doesn't make any difference to me. He's her father. Accidents happen. She broke her leg. You're her mother. You're her primary custodian. You stayed home and took care of her, aside from the fact you weren't working. I want to know under what theory you believe that your former husband should compensate you for taking care of your own child.
I was unable to collect any sort of money at that time. I had no way to work because I didn't have anybody to watch my daughter. She was in a cast for almost 6 months.
So what does that have to do with him?
She was out of school for about 4 of it.
What does that have to do with him?
He wouldn't watch her. I would ask him to come over.
Just a second. Is it true that you wouldn't watch your daughter?
No, I tried to see her. I actually tried to take her for regular visitation, and she wouldn't allow me to. Because she said she couldn't use her crutches. She didn't want her out of the house on her cast. Numerous other excuses, but I was denied the right to see her.
Miss Hiller, is that true?
That's not true.
You mean he asked you to come and pick her up and you said you can come and pick her up and he didn't?
He wouldn't. I would ask him, I said, can you please come over?
Not come over.
Oh, no. Yeah.
No. I'm not talking about coming over to your house. I'm talking about coming, picking up his daughter and taking her to his house.
He wouldn't. He actually had the opportunity once. He was going to come once because it took a while for her to actually not be sedated because she was heavily sedated because of the severity of the break. I have a copy of the X-ray if you'd like to see it.
I would not. Are you telling me that a 6-year-old child was heavily sedated for more than a day or two?
It was probably about 3 weeks. She was on codeine.
I don't know what kind of a doctor you used keeping a 6-year-old on codeine. In any event, Miss Hiller, your former husband says that the reason you're here, the reason that you decided to sue him after all of this time, is because you had made a request. And that request was to send your daughter to live with some relatives for 10 months while you went back to school. Did you ask him to permit you and to amend your agreement and the court order of visitation to allow your daughter to go and live with relatives?
She was going to stay there for 2 months.
Stay where for 2 months?
St. Louis, Missouri. That's where my mother and father live, who she goes and visits every summer.
You asked your former husband if she could go to St. Louis. During what months?
It was the months of September, October, November.
That's school time. Where was she going to go to school?
My family was going to put her in school out there.
And he said no?
He said yes at first, and then he said no.
I never said yes. No way.
Mr. King, I have a sense that Miss Hiller has a problem with truth-telling.
You have a good sense, Your Honor.
That's totally incorrect.
Miss Hiller, he shouldn't even be asked if he will give up his daughter for 3 months for your convenience. That shouldn't be something that you should even consider. If you want to go to school, if you want to go on vacation, if you want to go trekking all over the world, you say to him, would you like, what's your daughter's name?
Ashlyn.
Ashlyn to come to live with you for the next 3 months or
I've been
6 months?
that.
Quiet.
Sorry.
I would like you to take Ashlyn for 3 months or 6 months because I want to go back to school. Whatever reason it was that you were going to send her to visit, to live, not visit, live with your parents. Because once she goes to live with your parents and they enroll her in school, that's not a visit. Did you ask Mr. King if he would be willing to take his daughter while you go back to school?
No.
Why not?
Because he's neglectful.
He is not neglectful, madam. You don't have a choice. If you want to send your daughter to live elsewhere, the first person who has the right to have custody of her is her father. Somebody that you picked, you married, and you chose to have a child with. And if you don't like that, that's too bad. But he's not a second-class citizen. If you want to go back to school, she goes to live with her father, not your parents 1,000 miles away. That's outrageous. And after he said no is when you filed this lawsuit. Outrageous. And I suggest that you not go to family court to seek permission for you to relocate your daughter, because Mr. King is going to get a copy of this tape, and your motivations are going to be quite clear.
But those are not my motivations.
You have no right to send your daughter to live with your parents to go to school when she has a parent here. If you are unwilling and unable to take care of her, then she goes to live with her father, not your parents, not your sister, not your cousin, not your aunt, not your godmother. She goes to live with her father, who says, I'm more than willing to take care of her if you don't want her in your custody.
I just feel he doesn't take care of her.
That's not your decision to make. You chose him as a mate, and you chose him as a father of your child. And I don't believe you when you say your daughter has never been sick, because she would be the only child in creation who has not had an ear infection, a bad cold, a fever. The only one that I know of. I have 5 children, 11 grandchildren. All of them have been sick. And I got news for you. They have wonderful parents, at least as good as you. So when you say she's very healthy, never been sick, I don't believe you.
She's had the flu.
Oh.
But she's never been to the doctor because of an
Well, if
accident
you didn't take, just
other
a
than
second,
leg.
if you didn't take her to the doctor and she had the flu, you're a neglectful parent. Because if flu, you have a big fever. Then you call the doctor and you check it. And if you didn't, you're neglectful. See how easy that is? You don't think you're a neglectful parent, do you? He's not neglectful because his child broke her leg while visiting with him. It was an accident. Get over it. And if you can't take care of her because you want to go to school, you have to say to her father, I can't manage her and my school. Will you take her while I'm in school? And if you choose not to do that, then she stays with you. But you don't retaliate by bringing a lawsuit against him. That's outrageous.
But I'm sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful. I had asked him for money earlier. I had asked him to help me with daycare.
You didn't bring the lawsuit until after he said, I'm not consenting to your sending her to St. Louis.
We had
Then
made
you
other
brought,
arrangements.
Just a second. Okay. You have no right to ask him that. You have no right to be angry at him when he says no. This child has 2 parents, a mother and a father. And the Supreme Court of every state in this country says that you have no greater right to custody, unless a court says so, than her father does. He is not a second-class person. And you better think about that. Maternal grandparents don't have a greater right to custody than a child's father. Did you ever go to a hospital when you were a child?
I did.
For what? For what?
I think I put something up my nose.
You put something up your nose. Where were you when you put something up your nose?
I was with my mother.
Your mother. Did they take you away from her and make you a ward of the state?
No.
It was an accident, right?
Yeah, I
Was she
actually
not?
put it
Just
up
a
my
second.
nose.
Was she watching you carefully? Was she supervising you? If she wasn't supervising you adequately, maybe you should have gone to live with somebody else. Maybe your grandparents. It was an accident. Do you understand? Get over it. Case is dismissed.
Barry Smith says former friend Jeannie LaSalle damaged a Cadillac she was renting from him.
Mr. Smith, the defendant was a friend of yours, and according to your complaint, you rented a car to her, a car that was registered and titled in your name, that you weren't using. You felt sorry for her, that she needed transportation. You told her she could rent it for $20 a day. It is your claim that she owes you for the rental, as well as some damage that she did to the car. Mr. LaSalle says she owes you nothing. How many cars do you rent out, Mr. Smith?
Well, I've never rented out. The proposition was I wanted to sell it to her. It was her idea to rent it.
And when did you have this conversation?
This was March 22nd in the afternoon. It was like after 1 or 2 p.m.
What kind of car is it?
It's a 1987 Cadillac Eldorado Baritz. It's like
So
the
it's a
top-of-the-line model for that year. And it's
Well,
in good
top of the
shape.
line. I was a top of the line model in my year too, sir. But this car is now 20 years old.
It's in good running order. It's in good shape. I only had like 92,000 miles on it.
I'm in good shape too, but
I
I'm
can
still
tell.
what I am. You know what I'm talking about?
I can tell.
20-year-old car is a 20-year-old car.
20-year-old car by like 2 owners. It's in
I'm
good
not telling
shape.
you how old I am, and I've only had 2 owners. That still doesn't change anything. You understand?
I understand.
What?
What? What's say here?
Mr. Smith, I'm not saying anything bad about your car. I'm just saying it's an old car, sir.
It's an old car.
It's not an antique. It's just an old car.
But it's a Cadillac. That's
Me
different.
too. Listen, so what did you decide to do on March 22nd between 1 and 2 in the afternoon with your vintage car?
I gave defendant my phone number. She said she called me back, talk it over with her friend. She called me back in about a half hour and said, yeah, let's do a deal.
Let's do a deal.
Yeah.
What do you mean, let's do a
Well,
deal?
she proposed to rent it. I proposed to sell it. She said she couldn't afford to buy it, so I said...
How much did you want it for?
$20. I wanted $700.
You wanted $700 for the car.
That's all I wanted. She agreed, and I agreed we'll rent it for $20 a day. She went home to talk to her friend. I went home to download rental car agreement off the internet. I had the paperwork downloaded. I picked them up, and she gave me $20 for the first day. We signed the paperwork. I gave her the keys.
Let me see the paperwork. So you just wanted the car for a week, madam?
No, ma'am.
Did you sign this agreement?
Yeah, when I met Barry on the 22nd, he told me he had cars for rental, 3 cars. I told him I had to talk to my girlfriend and that I would call him back. I did that. We went to go look at the cars. I rented 1 car.
It says here that you're renting this car, and it says what car it is, from March 22nd to March 29th.
He did all the receipts. I also have those. But I wanted to purchase the car. It wasn't rental. And I started renting because I was not working at the time.
All I asked you was, you were supposed to return this vehicle on March 30th. That's what you signed. That's your name.
Yeah, I signed that.
Did you return the car on March 30th?
No, I did not.
Why not?
Because I made more payments towards the car. I was buying the car from him.
Did you have a subsequent agreement?
No. We kept doing the rental contracts. But I would pay him more than going towards the purchase of the car.
Show me. First of all, how long did you keep the car?
Until April 14th.
You kept it for an additional 2 weeks. Okay. Go ahead, sir.
That's not correct, Your Honor. She took 2 rental agreements out. She didn't bring the car back. I had to go to her to get the payments and check on the car because she had moved like 15 miles from me. It began like, she was paying me like 3 days in a row. She paid me. At the beginning of the first contract, she paid me the $20.
How many days did she keep the car, sir?
She had the car like 22 days. From the 22nd of March to the
14th of April.
Right.
22 days. And let's do this so that I don't make a mistake. 22 times 20 equals $440. So that's what she should have paid you.
That's correct.
And that's what you would like, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How much did you pay him?
I paid him more than the receipts that he has given.
How much do you claim that you paid him?
Can my witness come up?
No! How much do you claim that you paid him?
Almost $600 for the car. That was supposed to be bought for $700.
Almost $600.
Almost $600.
Good. And how many receipts do you have, and how much do they total?
$420.
Let me see them, please. I have $400.
If you look, there might be one with the same date and same amount on it. I think I accidentally wrote 2 receipts for 1 payment.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's
This is
one
a
for
different
$80.
one. This
One
is a
is the
different
white,
one.
yeah.
Right, I'm deducting $80 because it covers the same period
Right.
from 4-3.
I accidentally gave her the wrong
Absolutely
copy
right.
and everything.
Absolutely right. Minus 80, because she gave me a duplicate, equals 320, and she was supposed to give you 440. Miss LaSalle, that's what you got. You gave him $320.
Can I speak, Your Honor?
Sure.
He just wrote out receipts. When he came to pick up the vehicle, he went home and just wrote out receipts. The only one receipt that me and Barry had actually made was the yellow receipt. So he just made up receipts for whatever he wanted to make out the receipts. I had the car almost paid for.
Just a second. Almost is not good enough. The only proof, and it's proof that you gave me of what you paid for, are these. That's what you gave me. And it says that you're $120 short. What else, sir?
Friday the 13th, she said, come pick up the car. The car's on empty. It's at her house. She was supposed to bring the car back. So I get a friend of mine. We go up to Jeannie's house, get the car, and I said, when are you going to have my money? She said, next Friday. We took off, went home. I called her the following Friday. She's not going to pay me my money. I'm not going to get any money. So I gave her another week, the 27th, which is the day I filed the lawsuit. Jeannie, am I going to get my money? You ain't getting nothing. Do what you got to do. And that's when I went to the courthouse. The night while I was driving it back, like I said, it's 15 miles. The front end was shaky. It's a front-wheel drive car, and it's dark. It's like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I couldn't see anything. So the next morning, I went out and inspected the car. The right front tire is very low. I take it to a mechanic, have him look at it and get new tires, and they gave me an estimate of what the damages was because the front end suspension was damaged. I've got damages on the car. The car wasn't brought back in the same state that I gave it to her. And
Fine. You wanted to sell the car, sir, for $700. Listen to me.
I wanted to sell it.
Shh. Look at me. You wanted to sell the car for $700.
Correct.
You're going to get $440 for her. Use of the car. You're a couple of $100 short of what you wanted to sell it for. Where is the car now?
I have the car.
Do you drive it?
Yeah, I drive it.
Do you rent it to other people?
No, I don't.
But you use it yourself.
Yes, I do.
So look at what you have. You wanted to sell the car for $700. You're going to get $440, which means that you're just a few dollars off from what you wanted to sell it for, and you have your car. Isn't that great?
Sounds good.
Be happy. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $120, which is what she owes you. Thank you very much. That's all.
Diane Cowan is suing her son, 23-year-old Kenneth Cowan Jr., for car payments and for stealing her tax refund from their shared bank account.
Mrs. Cowan, this is your son. Your lawsuit claims two things. First, that you had an arrangement with your son wherein he would use your car and make the payments on it while he was using it until he purchased his own car. You claim that with regard to that portion of your complaint, he did make some payments, didn't pay them all, and ultimately you sent somebody down, your fiancé?
Yes.
Down to pick up the car because he had moved to a different state. So you want him to pay some $1,000 that he should have paid on the car. The second part of your complaint, which I really believe, based upon what I read, is what you're complaining about. You just tacked on, is that you and your son shared a joint bank account. At some point, he withdrew $2,000 from that joint bank account, and he withdrew that money, which was from your tax refund, because you claimed him as a dependent for last year. And he says he's entitled to that money because he was going to file his own tax return as a single individual, but since you had already claimed him as a dependent, he couldn't claim himself, so he took the $2,000 because he said you weren't entitled to it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I correct, Ms. Cowan, that but for the withdrawal from the bank, we wouldn't be bothering with any money he might owe on the car?
No, we had made a verbal agreement, and I told him that once he took the vehicle to Texas, that he would be responsible for the payments.
Did you have that agreement with your mother?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
Fine. At that time, were you going to school, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you also working?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you working full-time or part-time?
Part-time.
Who was supporting you?
I was on academic scholarship and receiving money from Pell Grants.
Did your mother send you any money?
She may have given me a total of $500.
Okay. Is it correct, Ms. Cowan, that for the year 2004, your son was basically self-supporting?
No.
Well, how did you support him?
Okay, by me being a disabled veteran, it took care of his 2 years of college.
Just a second.
Okay.
You're being a disabled veteran and the government picking up part of his tuition means that we supported him, not you. Is it true that he was either self-supporting or on scholarships and or Pell Grants that he's going to have to return?
Yeah, he was on Pell Grants, but I supported him as far as sending monies for groceries or if he ran short.
How much money did you send him for the year 2004?
I would say over $2,000.
Show me.
I don't have it as far as the monetary back. Most of the time, I would always deposit it in my account because we shared account.
I have bank statements showing to where there were deposits made on the account, and these are the only cash deposits on the account are ones that I made.
How many times did you withdraw money from this account, Mr. Cowan?
Very rare, maybe once a semester, if that.
So this was primarily your bank account, that you used this bank account to pay your bills?
Yes.
Okay. You have a copy of your tax returns from last year, sir?
Yes, ma'am. My W-2s and my tax return.
So you had an adjusted gross income of a little over $5,600.
Yes, ma'am.
And according to your statement, if I believed you, which I don't, at most you sent your son $2,000.
Right.
Then you are not entitled to claim him as a deduction because you didn't contribute more than 50% of his support. You were not entitled to claim him as a deduction.
Yes, but according to VA, if I had not claimed him as a dependent, then they would not have taken care of his bills. You know, I'm not a...
Just a second. Let us say that because of some regulation, you were required to claim him as a dependent, even though you did not contribute more than 50% of his support. Let's say that that's true. Then what you should have done was discuss it with your son and say, listen, for the purposes of the VA, so that you can continue to have all your classes covered or whatever percentage the VA covers, I have to claim you as a dependent. But I'm going to give you the $2,000. What would have been wrong with that?
Well, I agreed to that. And
so then why are you complaining that he took the $2,000 out of your account?
Because it was the procedures that he took. Now, he know normally there has not denied him of anything.
So you didn't like the fact that he did it in a sneaky way?
That's right.
Okay. She says she didn't like the idea that you were sneaky about it. Well, I think, Ms. Cowan, one of the reasons he might have been sneaky about it was because when he filed his tax returns, he filed them as an independent, and then he was told later that he was denied his refund because you had already claimed him as a dependent. Had your mother discussed the fact that she was going to claim you?
She had said she was going to try to claim me to recoup some money that I hadn't paid her on a car payment. She told this to my uncle.
Oh, well, I don't want to hear about the car payment. Listen to me, Ms. Cowan. As far as I'm concerned, you've got a son that's doing the right thing. If you had a car and you let him take the car so that he could go to school and look for a job, that's what you're supposed to do. You're his mother. How many children do you have?
I have 2.
Okay, well, it seems to me this one is doing okay, which means that your mother probably did something right.
Yes, ma'am.
Should have done the right thing. Shouldn't have made this situation so mucky. Ms. Cowan, irrespective of what he did, you're still his mother, and I sometimes wonder whether I would have, I don't have to wonder, I would not have pursued this matter in court. I would have said to him, it's not the right thing to do. What's your first name?
Kenneth.
It's not the right thing to do, Kenneth. You shouldn't have gone behind my back and taken the $2,000 out of the account. I was prepared to give it to you, but you shouldn't have just taken it. I'm not so sure that you were prepared to give it to him, because according to you, he owed you some money on this car nonsense. Can't tell you how many cars I bought my children. If you had not claimed your son as a dependent, what would have been your refund?
I would have gotten $1,913 from
and
that.
how much did you actually get?
$29.13.
Yes, sir.
When I asked my mother for her tax return, I was going to return whatever she didn't get for claiming me. She sent me a tax return that said she only got $300 for me, which was false.
But you got $1,000 for you.
Right.
Is that what you want, sir?
Yes.
Then you have to give your mother back $1,000 because you took out $2,000 from her account.
No, I was supposed to get $2,000 back, and I was
Listen to me. What your mother is saying is she was required by the VA to claim you as a dependent in order for you to get certain benefits. So, although if you filed for yourself as an independent, you would have gotten $2,000, if she didn't file for you as a dependent of hers, you wouldn't have gotten other benefits which far outweighed that $2,000. Are you following me?
Yes, ma'am.
So that you should not have taken out the $2,000 from the account, because all she got, by virtue of her claiming you as a dependent, was an extra $1,000. So that's all you were entitled to. Are you following me?
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000. That's all.
24-year-old Jeffrey Dexter is suing his ex-girlfriend, 24-year-old Helen Garlinghouse, for the return of his stereo and furniture. Helen says Jeffrey won't return her property either.
All right, let's see if we can get a consensus on some facts here. How long did you and the defendant live together, sir?
Me and Miss Garlinghouse lived together approximately 7 years.
How long did you and the plaintiff live together?
We were together for about 6 years, but we lived together off and on. There's times where he moved out for months at a time.
You have one child together?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Is that right? How old is that child?
5.
Boy or a girl?
Girl.
Mr. Dexter, it is your complaint that Miss Garlinghouse has some of your property.
Yes,
Miss
ma'am, she
Garlinghouse
does.
says you have some of her property. And in addition to having some of her property, you've been harassing her. She's got a counterclaim. The two of you come here after creating this mess and want somebody else to clean it up. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, ma'am.
So let me see if I can do this relatively quickly and painlessly for me mostly.
Jeffrey Dexter says his ex-girlfriend, Helen Garlinghouse, owes for the return of his property. Helen is countersuing for the return of a rifle.
What property does she have that you claim belongs to you?
She has my stereo, which I have a receipt for.
Stereo. And when did you buy the stereo?
2003, I believe.
When did you and Miss Garlinghouse separate?
In 2005.
When in 2005?
End of April, beginning of May.
So this stereo provided music with the two of you for about 2 years.
Yeah.
Who do you live with?
I have my own residence, and I part-time live with John.
Who's John?
He's my boyfriend.
You have your own residence and you part-time live with John. What part of the time?
Mainly weekends or sometimes through the week.
Why?
I don't like being at my residence that I am right now. I mean, I worry about Jeff driving by my house, people stopping by. He's actually sent 2 different people over to John's house trying to find out if I'm there, if John's there, if John lives there, what John's last name is. And the manager...
Where is your child when you're moving back and forth?
My child's with me.
You should think you ought to start acting responsibly for your 5-year-old?
I do act responsible for my 5-year-old.
Not if you're shuttling her back and forth between your house and his house.
She has a room at each house. She has belongings at each house.
I'm just going to give you a very simple phrase, and that is, if you tell the truth, you don't have to have a good memory. You know what that means?
Mm-hmm.
You don't think that they keep me in this job because I'm stupid, right?
No.
Right. Did you buy the stereo?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
How did the stereo come to be left at her house?
During the process of us breaking up, I moved my clothes and some personal belongings, took with me at the time. I come back to retrieve my other stuff, and she had called the cops on me, stating I was trying to beat her windows in. I was trying to beat her windows in. My cousin was there. He wasn't able to appear today. I went to get my stuff. She would not let me have access to the house.
Now I got it. Don't say anything.
Okay.
Stereo. What else?
The couch.
Couch. When did you buy the couch?
Shh,
I don't want to hear you. You see I gave you a chance to talk and he was quiet? Button up.
2005, like January, February.
What else?
There's miscellaneous CDs. I have several items.
Listen to me. I'm not interested in your miscellaneous items.
Okay.
You have a 7-year relationship and a 5-year-old child. Don't bother me with apple coras and CDs. I'm not interested in that. Stereo and a sofa that you say you bought in 2005.
Yes, ma'am.
And what items do you say he has of yours?
He has my .30-06 rifle that he had given me for Christmas.
Just a minute. He has a rifle?
Mm-hmm. It's a hunting rifle.
Did you give her a rifle for Christmas?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Yes, he did. I wish I had the videotape. I don't have the videotape on me.
A rifle? What else?
My luggage that he had bought me, he took out of the garage the day he came and got his car.
Luggage. What else?
And my ball hitch that, when he came and got his car, he wasn't able to move his car. And
a ball hitch?
It's a ball hitch.
You know what that is?
Yes, Your Honor. It plugs into the tow package on the back of a Blazer.
Who has the Blazer?
I do.
Has it.
Who has the ball hitch?
I have it.
Okay. What else?
And then that's all I have except for the harassment.
You're not going to harass her anymore, are you, sir?
I have not been harassing her, ma'am.
If you are or have been harassing her, you're not going to harass her anymore?
No, ma'am.
All right, so
he's broken
first I'm speaking. First you get the lecture, then I'll deal with the property. Your 5-year-old daughter doesn't need this aggravation, needs for you to behave like adults. I assume that when you had this child, you didn't bring her into the world to make her miserable. What you're doing is making her miserable. You have to start acting responsibly. A child needs a home, not 2 homes. Not unless you're taking her to the French Riviera for the spring and Palm Beach for the winter. Do you understand? If you're taking her across town to live part-time with... John, that's unreasonable. Child needs a home, not 3 homes, 1, 2, 3. Do you understand? So, grow up. And a child doesn't need to have a stressed parent, which means if you're stressing her, cut it out. You made a mistake, put a period, and move on. I'm going to prepare an order. Listen very carefully. You want your luggage and ball hitch back?
Yes, ma'am.
You want your stereo and couch back?
Yes, ma'am.
You can make an exchange 5 days from today.
She didn't pay.
I'm speaking. Listen to me very carefully. Grow up. Stereo, sofa, luggage, ball hitch. They either get exchanged at the same time or they don't get exchanged. Then just say, I'm going to buy a new stereo, a new sofa, I'm going to buy new luggage and a ball hitch. Do we understand each other?
Yes, ma'am.
Grow up. Goodbye.
Marcus Watson claims former friend Ryan Brooks vandalized his car after a fight at a party. Ryan is countersuing, claiming Marcus assaulted him.
Mr. Watson, the defendant was your best friend for a long time, according to your complaint and according to his answer. Came a time when there was an argument between the defendant and your sister?
Yes.
Was it some sort of a party?
Yes, it was
His
her
sister was giving him a hard time because, according to him, he had invited a friend without asking permission. So they were going at it, and you got involved.
Right, yes.
And it got a little physical.
Yes.
And if I'm piecing this together, you put your hands on him.
Well, actually, I pushed him to move him back.
You pushed him. You put your hands on him.
Okay, yes.
And whatever happened next, it is your claim that when he left the house, which he
Yes.
did, he scratched your car.
Yes.
This part of it is easy because Mr. Brooks says he was so angry that you put your hands on him that he did vandalize your car. Right?
Yes.
But Mr. Brooks has a counterclaim is that you came looking for him and assaulted him.
That's not true.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because I've read your complaint and I've read his answer.
Okay.
So let's start with what the fight was about, Mr. Brooks.
The fight was about that the person I brought was his best friend. They were into it at a long time ago.
They were what?
They were fighting. They were arguing a long time ago with his best friend, but
Whatever. That's what the fight was about? That you brought somebody that they didn't want?
yes,
And who had that conversation with you?
the plaintiff's sister.
Is that you?
Yes.
Stand up. What's your last name?
Love.
What was the date of this party?
February 3rd.
Wasn't it your house?
No.
So tell me about the conversation you had with Mr. Brooks.
The conversation I had with Mr. Brooks was he invited people to the house that was actually enemies of whose house I was at. And I stood calm that whole night because I'm there to enjoy my birthday. And in fact, my daughter was also there. So I didn't need any conflict or anything. So I waited. And what actually came about to have the argument between me and him that became physical was an incident happened where one of our friends have misplaced their keys, and he's making statements and gestures to other people that were there that someone was looking attractive or whatever. And actually, whose house we were at, they came into the room where I was at.
Please, this is getting much too complicated, Miss Love. You let things go for the whole night.
Right.
And everything was fine. And then at some point, you approached him.
Correct.
And that's after you had had something to drink.
No.
Are you telling me you were celebrating your birthday and you hadn't had anything to drink? Is that
Yes,
what
I am.
You telling
my
me that?
daughter was there, so I didn't have anything to drink.
How
Why would I
much?
drink and my daughter was there? She's an infant.
Who else was there?
My brother.
And who else?
The rest of our friends.
Don't necessarily believe you. So you waited until the evening was dying down, and then something bothered you, so you went over to him, and what did you say to him?
I just asked him, why does it seem that you were trying to start a fight the whole night? Because he started fights with other people that were in the house, which the police were called to the residence earlier over something else that he started. So I just asked him, you know, why did you feel that you need to start a fight? This is my birthday. I'm here to enjoy my day.
And what did he say to you?
He had an attitude. He was
No,
drunk.
that's not what I asked you. I said, what did he say?
He really had nothing to respond to me.
So he didn't answer you?
No.
And what did you do?
Oh, well, I saw there was going to become an argument, so
Well,
I just walked off.
How could it become an argument
Because
if he's not
it
responding?
was a lot of gestures going on. It was hand
Show me the
movements.
gestures. Show me the gestures.
Okay, I walked up to him and I said, why does it seem like you're trying to start a fight with everyone in this house? He was like, well,
so he
at
went
that
like
point
that.
when you're doing that and you're rolling your eyes, I'm done with the conversation. I'm not going to argue
So
with you.
you walked away?
Yes, I did.
And then what happened?
I went back in the room where my daughter was to finish putting on her coat, because at this time we were getting ready to go.
You walked out of the room, and?
I went in the room where my daughter was.
And?
I went to put her clothes on. He came behind me.
And?
Doing all of this, like he wanted to start a fight. So I stepped out of the room, because I'm like, no, we're not going to argue.
Go ahead. So
or
he's
get
moving
heated.
his finger like this.
Yes.
Right, and you moved out of the room.
And he's jumping in my face. So I come out the room, and I'm pretty much like, do you really want to start this? Do you really want to make this about a fight? And pretty much he went to swing at me, which he missed, and then he pulled out a knife. So that's when my brother came into the play. That's when he pushed him out the way.
No. Of course not. Of course not. It's not what happened. He went to swing at you?
Right.
Nah, not what happened. What happened?
She was right about the gestures and whatnot. I was drunk, but she came at me like she wanted to hit me. But instead of me hitting her, she kind of swung at me but missed me. And I was going to swing back, but the plaintiff and his two best friends, they jumped on me from the side. I'm all on the ground. I pulled out my knife for protection. They come at me again and start swinging at me, so I dropped my knife. And they told me to leave. And I left the apartment.
And nobody was hurt?
I was hurt.
She wasn't hurt?
No.
He wasn't hurt?
No.
And you went outside, and what did you do to their car?
I scratched his car.
Do you have an estimate for the scratching on your car?
Yep, they're right here.
Like, take a look at it. You scratched it with a knife?
Glass.
With glass. Okay. So now you're outside. You vandalized his car. Go.
All right, so after he vandalized my car.
And you saw him do that?
Yes, I looked out the window because since we were still friends, I looked out the window because he was waiting on the ride to pick him up. So I'm putting on my clothes or whatever. I want to approach him. By this time, I got my clothes on, ready to leave the house. He was gone. On my way home to drive home, I had to circle around. I saw him. He was in front of, I'm not sure the name of the restaurant. I pulled over, and he was still drunk.
Who were you with?
My sister.
You were with your sister and the baby that she's trying to protect.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I get out the car. So I see he has a beer bottle in his hand.
Why don't you get back into the car?
Because I want to talk to him about my truck.
Why? If you know he's drunk, and if you just saw him commit a crime, why in the world would you stop your car with your sister and the baby in the car instead of just taking her home, calling the police, say, I just saw him vandalize my truck?
Because I didn't want to involve the police because he was my friend.
Then why didn't you let it go until the next day?
I could have,
when he was
but
sober.
It was on my chest, and I wanted
because
to tell
you
him.
wanted to get it off your chest.
I wanted to talk to him.
Because you wanted to get it off your chest. You wanted to get it off your chest with somebody who you know is drunk, who had already left the arena. Mm-hmm. Nobody was in harm's way anymore.
Okay.
Except when you stopped the truck and got out. And you saw a beer bottle in his hand. So what did you have in your hand?
After I saw the beer bottle,
what did you have in your hand?
What do you call that? A lug wrench is what I had. But he didn't know I had it at all.
You had a lug wrench in your hand.
No, actually it was in my pocket. Let's make it correct.
Now, you're driving along, you see him in a restaurant.
He was outside at that time.
Outside the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
You stop the truck. When do you see the bottle in his hand?
When I stopped the truck.
When did you get the lug wrench?
After I saw the bottle.
Where did you have to go to get it?
My trunk.
Back or front?
The back.
So you had to get out of your truck, go in the back, get the weapon, and then go out to talk to him. Right?
Yes.
Now tell me what happened, Mr. Brooks.
Actually, I wasn't walking around. I was in the restaurant on the phone with my best friend that was switching phone calls between me and the plaintiff. He called me and let me know that the plaintiff was looking for me. I was sitting in the restaurant waiting for a ride to come and get me because I'm hurt. And the plaintiff comes inside the restaurant while I'm sitting down and hits me in the head. And it wasn't a lung wrench. I think it was a tire crowbar, tire gauge. And it wasn't small. It's big. I have a picture of it.
I'd like to see it.
It's a lug wrench.
Where did you get this picture from?
At the end of the incident, the police did not want to arrest nobody. They took the whole situation, so they gave that to my best friend.
Do you have a police report?
No.
Do you have a police report?
No.
Did you have any medical treatment?
I went home. My aunt, who was a certified nurse, cleaned me up. And
did you take any photographs of what you looked like? Why not?
Because I just wanted to go home. I was messed up, and I just wanted to go home, lay down.
So what did you do when you finally confronted him, Mr. Watson?
I came to confront him while he had this beer bottle in his hand. It was outside. We went inside the restaurant. I tried to talk to him. He was swinging the beer bottle at my head. He swung it maybe about 2 or 3 times. The last time he swung it, launched it, and it fell on the ground and shattered. At that point in time, that's when I ran up.
Ran up what?
I ran up on him.
And what'd you do?
I hit him.
Yeah, you hurt him. With a weapon that you secured to do just that.
I didn't want to hurt him. The thing was, I had that for my protection.
No. Your protection was your car that should have kept running and kept going until you dropped your sister and the baby off. So you take care of your own car, Mr. Watson.
For what?
For what? Because I'm awarding him on his assault charge the exact same amount as he would have paid you to fix your car. That's why. He's got a counterclaim for assault. Do you understand?
I understand that, but he vandalized my vehicle.
That's absolutely right, and you assaulted him with a tire iron.
Wait a minute, because he vandalized my car before the fact of that happened.
Oh, absolutely right.
So if
he absolutely did, and you would have absolutely been successful in securing a new paint job on your car, without question, if you hadn't assaulted him because you were angry. She started all of it. She really started all of it. And if you think that I believe that she didn't have anything to drink that night, you're mistaken. She started it because everything was sort of cool. All she had to do was go home. She confronted him.
Okay.
With an attitude, because you and I both know this is your sister. She does have attitude. Would that be a fair statement?
Yes.
So you take care of your own car, sir, because the exact same amount that I would have awarded you on your complaint, I'm awarding him on his counterclaim, because you know you had no right to vandalize his car, correct?
Correct.
Goodbye. I leave you both where I found you.
Steve Ramirez claims former live-in girlfriend Jennifer Flynn refuses to return his belongings. Jennifer is countersuing for money owed and for an assault.
Mr. Ramirez, you and the defendant dated and, I gather, lived together for a brief period of time. You had one child with you at the time?
Yes.
And it is your claim that she, after an argument, threw you out with your child and kept your property. The defendant says that when you left, you owed her some money, and instead of the money, you said to her, just keep my stuff. I don't want it. You know, sell it. She's also counterclaiming because she says you assaulted her, correct?
Correct.
Okay. When did you move in with Miss Flynn, Mr. Ramirez?
She moved in with me about 4 months after we met to my home that I was renting.
Was that you moved in together?
This year.
2007.
2005.
When was it?
2005.
And when did you move into the apartment that you left?
We moved in at the end of July of 2006.
And you have one child. How
Yes,
old is
ma'am.
that child?
She's 8.
And you have custody of her?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what happened when you left, sir.
Well, when she kicked me out, me and my daughter, she just kicked me and my daughter out.
Well, tell me about that day.
While we were talking, and I have an invention.
You have an invention?
Yes, ma'am, that me and my brother came up with. And Miss Flynn stated that she wanted 10% of something that doesn't exist. And I said, no, how am I going to give you 10% of something I don't even have? So that's where it started, and that upset her, like, just totally upset her. And she said, what? And I said, how am I going to give you 10% of something I don't even have? I can't.
What do you mean you don't even have? You had an invention you just told
Well,
me.
yes, ma'am, but it's just in the process now. I haven't...
Well, I assume that what she was saying is that in exchange for whatever financial contribution she was making, were you working at the time?
Yes, ma'am.
You were both working?
Yes.
Well, I assume she was saying that because you lived together as a couple, she wanted 10% if anything happens with this invention. And you said, no, I don't think you're entitled to that. So you're entitled to say that to her, Mr. Ramirez. If she wants 10% or 50%, then you got to get married. Then that's what the state does. The state says, well, then property becomes community property or joint property. But you're not married, she's not entitled to anything. So you're absolutely within your rights to say, I don't want to give you 10%. Is that when she threw you out?
Yes, ma'am.
What did she say?
Get out of my house. You and your daughter can get out of my house.
And is that what you did? You left?
Yes, ma'am.
And you left your things?
Yes, ma'am.
What things did you leave there?
I have a list of things, numerous things.
They better be big items, sir, because I don't get involved with saucepans and dishes.
That's just some of the things. That's not the personal belongings, like pictures and...
I'm going to cross certain things out here, Mr. Ramirez, that I think are ridiculous. Charbroiled barbecue with 2 propane tanks. Prairie dining. Did you purchase all of these things, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you purchase them while you and the defendant were living together?
No, ma'am. Prior.
You had these things?
Everything on that list is prior to our relationship.
Let us take a look at this. Are any of those things that you purchased while you were living together?
Probably some DVDs and CDs.
Other than that, those are all his things, correct?
Yeah.
You have to return them to him, all of them. Do you understand?
Oh, there's no neon picture.
Okay, cross it off.
There is a neon picture, Your Honor.
Cross it off. Okay, good. Inconsequential, all of those things within 5 days, sir. You arranged to have the movers there to pick them up. Isn't that nice?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now, let's get to your counterclaim. You say he owes you money.
Yes.
And he assaulted you. Go.
Actually, the invention, the alleged invention that he has is something that my doctor asked him to make, and I actually have a picture of it.
What does that have to do with anything?
That's why I had asked him for 10% of his alleged
You're
invention.
entitled to ask.
So
he's entitled to say no.
My counterclaim is what he owes me when he was not working for October, November, and December.
You were not working October, November, December?
October and November, Your Honor.
And December. Well,
just a second. Were you working in December, sir?
No, ma'am.
So you didn't contribute to the household for those 3 months?
No.
So how much money do you owe her?
I don't feel I owe her anything.
Why not?
That's the way relationships work, Your Honor.
Why, did she work all the time?
No, she doesn't work.
She doesn't work at all?
No.
How do you support yourself?
I receive disability and Social Security.
What's the nature of your disability?
I have a blood condition that affects my ankles to where I get a lot of blood clots, and I'm in the hospital a lot. I get a lot of infections.
So you were supporting the household and paying the mortgage on your Social Security? You have children?
I have one child.
How old?
9. Also,
Just a second. Was your arrangement when you moved in that you would pay half the mortgage, sir?
No, ma'am.
What was your arrangement?
Just that we're going to move in together and help each other out as a relationship does.
No. How did you handle the finances, Mr. Ramirez?
Well, I was working prior, and then I just
When you were working prior, how did you handle the finances?
We just share them.
How did it work? You came home and you all both deposited checks into a joint account?
No, ma'am.
Well, how did it work? I want to know.
I would hand her cash and pay the bills.
How much?
It just depended on how much the bills were at the time.
Mr. Ramirez?
Yes.
How much would you hand her each month?
Maybe $1,200.
Each month?
No, not each month.
Well, that's
When
what
I
I'm
could.
asking you, sir. You don't play with me, Mr. Ramirez.
Yes.
You think you're smarter than I am?
No, ma'am.
What else?
He also owes me for his vehicle insurance from May to January, which I do have invoices for.
Just a second. Why did you pay in May? He was working in May.
Because I had added him to my insurance because he couldn't get it on his own. And with the money that he was giving
No, my
me-
darling. Listen to me. In May, he was working, so he was giving you money. In May, June, July, August, he was working. He was giving you money.
Not
you
enough.
Paid who cares? That's not something I'm getting involved with. So far, he owes you $1,800, period.
Okay.
What's next?
So he owes me then $120 for vehicle insurance for October, November, and December, ma'am, when he was not working.
October, November, and December. You had a car?
Yes, ma'am.
She was paying the insurance?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. And you weren't paying
Helping.
anything?
And
But-
January.
Yeah.
Just, you weren't paying anything?
Not a penny.
Okay. How much a month?
$40 a month.
Okay. So it was 3 months or 4 months?
4.
160. What's next?
The satellite dish was a household bill.
Forget it. You still have the satellite dish, no?
I still have it.
Keep going.
I'm also countersuing for the assault.
Well, let me hear about the assault.
Okay. One night I was just in my house, in my room with my friend.
When?
Approximately the 14th of January.
After he had left?
After he had left. He came back into my house. He still had a key because his stuff was there, so I didn't change the locks. I changed my alarm code. I thought that was good enough. He came in anyhow. I had my room closed. When I opened my bedroom door to see who had come in, he was already right there. And he asked me
What were you doing there?
I went to pack my daughter's things in her room so I can...
Did you call her first?
No.
Why not?
I have a key.
You have no right to do that. You're not a tenant there. You hadn't paid rent. You have no right to go
Yes.
in.
When I received my first check, after I got my job, I handed her my first check.
No.
What date?
You didn't.
What date?
Like January,
No.
first week of February.
You mean after you moved out, you handed her a
Oh,
check?
no, Your Honor.
Baloney, Mr. Ramirez. Baloney. You had no right being there. None. So what happened?
He said, "Who's in there?" And I told him, "None of your business." He pushed the door open like this, and the door hit me in my face because I was on the other side of the door. I proceeded to push the door and tell him that he wasn't going to come in, that it was none of his business. And with his strength, he pushed me into a dresser that I had by the door, which bruised my arm.
Why did you do that, sir?
I did
I
not, Your
have
Honor.
pictures of my lip where the door busted my
Can
lip.
I see it, please?
And my witness was in my room. When he saw that it was just my friend Diana, he left. I told him I was calling the police. I had the police on the phone, and
Temper, temper,
I
Mr.
also
Ramirez.
have a statement from
Temper,
my-
temper, Mr. Ramirez. Ever been arrested?
Yes,
Domestic violence?
yes.
What do you have to say for yourself, sir? There's no question in my mind that you entered the house, that was a trespass, and if you assaulted her, that rises to the level of burglary. Do you understand? You should tell me, did you lose your temper?
No, Your Honor.
Well, tell me what you did. There's no question that you hurt her.
I entered the room, the house, and intent to gather my daughter's things from her room and some of my belongings. And then she came out. She said, "What are you doing here?" She said, "Get in my house." I handed her the key, and I left.
No.
Didn't push the door open?
He
No,
didn't
Your
give me a
Honor.
key.
Didn't push the door?
No,
Didn't cut her lip?
no.
You have a police report?
No, ma'am, I didn't let the police come. So, but he was not there to get his daughter things. He called me later after he left and said, why did you do that? I just wanted to sit down and hang out with you and talk. I thought we could talk. And I said, why would you think that?
He doesn't think that you're allowed to say no.
Well, I am saying no.
Yes.
And,
I think maybe
yeah.
he gets that now. Want to step up? Tell me your last name.
Kalish.
Ms. Kalish, you were there on the evening that Mr. Ramirez came into the house?
Yes.
Tell me what happened.
We were in her room just watching TV, and we heard the front door open. She got up to see who entered the house, and before she got to the door, he was already standing there. She opened the door, and he pushed the door open and pushed her.
Did you say anything about calling the police?
She did call the police. I was there. She
And what
called the
happened?
police, telling them that he had came in the house without permission, but the police didn't show up.
They never showed up?
Well, she didn't want them to come over.
Why?
The calls can take an hour to 2 or 3 hours, and I didn't want to waste their time. He was already gone. I felt safe in the house, and I knew that I could just call back if he came back.
Now, what was the date that this happened?
January 14th, around there.
Why is this picture dated February 9th?
Because that's when I printed the picture, and my digital camera, once I changed the batteries, the date doesn't set. So I have a digital camera. I have the camera with me. I didn't print the
Did you
photos.
seek any medical treatment?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You owe her $1,960. Do you understand? And you can go pick up your stuff within 5 days, the stuff that's on this list. Don't go back and bother her anymore. She doesn't want to have anything to do with you anymore. Do you understand?
It's mutual.
It's finished. Over. Got it?
Mutual.
Thank you. That's all.
Rachel Maffitt is suing her ex-boyfriend, Brad Simmons, for unpaid rent and bills while they live together. Brad claims he owes her nothing.
Ah, Bird, I really am so glad I don't use this internet thing. Miss Maffitt, you met the defendant on something called MySpace.
Yes.
Which is on the internet where people go to meet each other rather than, meeting each other for a cup of coffee or whatever. You exchange information. And you knew him for a brief period of time, and he moved in.
Yes, he asked to move in.
And it is your claim that while he was there, he paid no rent and bills. He owes you $2,000 for the time that he lived with you. Mr. Simmons says that there was never a financial agreement when he moved in. It was only when he left, unceremoniously, according to Miss Maffitt. You left her a note?
No, ma'am.
What did you do?
I packed up all my stuff while she was gone because of the fact that she was a little unstable. I didn't feel comfortable staying there. I packed all my stuff, so I headed out of there, and then I went back to the house and waited for her to come home. And then I told her face to face.
Oh, okay. Well, not as bad as I thought.
Your Honor, I do have a note.
You do have a note?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see the note. When did you get the note?
When I came home and found all of his stuff gone from the house.
The note was only...
Okay. So you write this letter because you believed she was involved with a couple of other people at the same time she was involved with you. It's a very hurt letter, and you say, I can't talk to you right now. You want to communicate with me through MySpace because you're too hurt. You couldn't trust her. Okay, got it. When did you move in, Mr. Simmons?
It was sometime before Christmas. I don't know the exact date.
You remember the date?
I do not. It was probably after 3 or 4 dates, though.
Sometime in mid-December.
Yes, ma'am.
Of 06. And you moved in at her invitation?
Yes, ma'am.
And when did you move out?
I moved out, it was the first week of February.
So let's say
It was before Valentine's Day.
Remember when he moved out?
It was before Valentine's Day, but he was over at my house probably 5 days a week after that. He promised that we would get back together, and
so he lived
still
with
loved
you
me.
maybe 6 weeks.
Right.
That is untrue. I did not go after.
Did anybody live with you before, Miss Maffitt?
Not in that apartment, no.
Has anybody lived with you since?
No.
So you weren't looking for somebody to share the bills with?
No, I was not.
So what money do you think he owes you? For the
he owes
6
me-
weeks that he was there?
He lived there for probably 8 weeks, and
6 weeks. Keep going.
And he did say that he would pay for half of the bills. He actually asked me if he could live with me. He says that he thinks it may be the L word, and so that he wanted to come live with me because his family was unstable, and he said that his father was beating him.
That is untrue, Your Honor.
Listen to me. He left. You have no downside.
Well, I paid for all of the food. He eats probably enough for 3 people a day.
Yeah.
And he did promise me to pay $2,000 from a bonus that he was going to be getting from his new job. And every time I would go to pay bills, he would say, oh, no, it's okay, you're going to get that other money, so we can do this instead and have fun and eat out and things like that. So I did spend money on things that I normally wouldn't have if I were living alone. I work 2 jobs and I am trying to finish school, so I'm just barely eking by.
Mr. Simmons says he gave us there.
He gave me $300 when he first moved in, which we promptly used on food and going out to eat.
Was it 3 or 5?
It was $500. I gave her $300 when I moved in, like she said, and then at another point, about 2 days before we broke up, we went out to eat with my uncle at Johnny's Pizza, and I gave her another $200.
Do you feel, Mr. Simmons, as if you owe her any money?
No, ma'am.
Was there ever an agreement for you to pay rent there?
No, ma'am. When I moved out, I figured the $500 I gave her, plus I maintained the upkeep of the house, and I cooked. So I feel that's...
You don't get credit for that.
I feel that the money that I gave her at the time that I was there was
$500? Enough.
Yes, ma'am.
What's your rent, by the way?
My rent is $580 a month.
He's paid you enough, Miss Maffitt.
Miss Judge Judy, I actually have an email here stating that he was going to give me the $2,000.
Oh, then I'll see it.
I never sent an email. She did have access to my email password.
No, I did not.
Because it was saved on her computer.
Just a second.
Judge, I also have emails saying that he would lie in court, that he admitted to lying in court. He admitted to cheating on me with men.
That's untrue, Your Honor.
Oh, listen, I'm not
that he wasn't working
I'm
when
not
he was
interested in
working.
that. It has nothing to do with me. Absolutely nothing to do with me. The only thing that has to do with me is whether or not you just refuse to put a period and say, made a mistake, shouldn't have invited this guy in to live with me after knowing him for just 4 dates. You have no downside. He gave you $500. He was there for 6 weeks, and I'm not sure that you wrote this thing yourself. Case is dismissed, Miss Maffitt. Put a period. It's over. Goodbye.
Tricia Thomas and her fiancé Wesley McMillan are suing former friend Billy Chrisley for causing them to be ticketed for the possession of marijuana.
According to what I read, you were traveling in 2 cars, leaving Texas on your way to Arkansas because of Hurricane Rita.
Yes, ma'am.
You were traveling behind Miss Thomas.
Yes, ma'am.
In the car that you were traveling in was Mr. McMillan, one of Miss Thomas's children.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Thomas was traveling in front of you, and in your car was another one of your children?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chrisley, you were pulled over by the police.
Yes, ma'am.
For tailgating.
Yes, ma'am.
What did the policeman say to you?
Well, he pulled me over for tailgating. That's what he told me he pulled me over for.
In what state were you when you
in
got
Oklahoma.
pulled? Oklahoma.
We were on our way back.
Go ahead.
So he pulled us over. He asked me for my license, registration, and all that for the car. And I told him I didn't have my license, and I just got the car, so I didn't have no insurance, no registration, no nothing on it, because I just got it.
Well, what about your license?
It was expired, and I still had to leave to go to Arkansas, and I just drove back, you know.
Could we move on, please? What else did the police officer say to you?
So he ran my record and everything else. Then he asked me if I had anything, and I told him yes. And so he went back to
Well, you said yes, and he said, what?
No, we just went back to my car. I gave him what I had.
Well, what did you have?
I just had maybe a joint and a half.
Of marijuana?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you have it?
In my center console.
Where'd you get it from?
I brought it from home.
Had you used it while you were in Arkansas?
Yes, ma'am.
And you only had a little bit left?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyway, so now, against that backdrop, Officer Byrd, the police officer gave him a ticket and also gave Mr. McMillan a ticket because under the laws in the state of Oklahoma, if there's marijuana or drugs in the car, everybody's responsible. So everybody gets a ticket. So Mr. McMillan got a ticket, and Miss Thomas over here had to pay the ticket, or else she was leaving Mr. McMillan in Oklahoma. And she wanted him home because it looks to me as if you're expecting.
Yes, ma'am.
How wonderful.
Tricia Thomas and fiancé Wesley McMillan say former friend Billy Chrisley caused them to be cited for possession of marijuana.
So since you had to come up with this money because of his personal use of marijuana, you really feel as if he should take care of the ticket.
Correct. I don't think I should because I already admitted up to my own stuff.
Well, why is it his fault?
Well, I don't see why the cop gave him a ticket for my stuff. I already gave it to him.
Because that's the law. I haven't seen that law, but I must assume in Oklahoma, if you are an adult and you are apprehended or stopped in a car and there is contraband, you know what that is? You know, bad stuff, contraband?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody in the car is responsible.
Okay.
That's the law. So your suggestion that he sue the cop really doesn't make sense. Now, if you said to me, look, he shared the marijuana with me, he smoked the marijuana in Arkansas, he knew it was there because we both used it together.
Well, we did.
Did you?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you do that?
While we were up there.
In Arkansas?
Yes, ma'am.
Really? You sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, Mr. McMillan.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I've been clean from every drug and alcohol for over 6 months and still going.
Well, sometimes there's a little bit of stress, Mr. McMillan, when you're escaping a hurricane.
Nope.
Because of the stress, he started smoking cigarettes again.
That was it.
Where were you in Arkansas, sir, when he was smoking this marijuana with you?
We were at the person's house that we were staying at. We just walked around the woods.
No, ma'am. The only time that me and Mr. Crisply ever took a walk, we went to the woods. There was nothing ever done. We ran down the side of a mountain and came back up, and that was it.
Now, when was your license suspended?
It was suspended in about, I think, 2002.
For what?
My dad gave me the keys to his truck so to give back to my mom. And when the cop pulled me over, they searched me. And all I had in there was, I had a 12-pack, but there was only 6 of them left. But when they searched the truck, they found a little baby roach that was in a film case that was in the truck, which I didn't know was there.
More drugs and alcohol.
Well, the alcohol was mine.
Was it inside your belly, inside your little tummy? 6-pack?
Yes.
So you lost your license because of drugs and alcohol?
No, it was just the drugs. They didn't charge me with alcohol.
Just the drugs. How'd you come up with the $940 to pay your ticket?
My ticket was $1,261.
Well, how'd you come up with $1,261
I had to borrow it from my mom, and I'm still paying her back. They had to use their house note to pay for that fine. And by the time it added all up, it was $1,343.
You want to know something?
Yes, ma'am.
I believe him. I believe that Mr. McMillan knew that he had marijuana.
I didn't know he had it in the car.
I know you didn't, but Mr. McMillan did, and I believe he used it with him. Now, that certainly would indicate to me that he bore some responsibility for this marijuana being in the car. So I suggest you get your money from him. And while the defendant acknowledges that this was his marijuana, everything else he's told me, I believe. He's not making up this stuff because he's certainly not making himself look too good, right? You understand that I don't think you look like a model citizen.
Which I know I'm not.
We know you're not.
Yes, ma'am.
But I believe you when you say that he was smoking marijuana with you in Arkansas. You are telling me the truth, aren't you, sir? I believe you. So that being the case, Mr. McMillan, you pay your own ticket, and I suggest you reimburse your fiancé for the ticket. You knew the stuff was there. You enjoyed it while you were in Arkansas. You got to pay the piper. Case dismissed. That's all.
Jessica Greenfield says her boyfriend's ex, Janelle Chamberlain, keyed her car in the middle of the night. Janelle says it wasn't her.
Did you ever key anybody's car?
No, not that I can remember. I was just kidding. No, never.
Why wouldn't you key somebody's car?
It's against the law. It's not a nice thing to do.
You wouldn't like somebody to do it to you.
Heck no.
All those things.
That's right.
More people here who key cars. According to your complaint, Miss Greenfield, Miss Chamberlain is the ex-girlfriend of your current boyfriend.
That is correct.
They have a child together.
Yes.
And you claim she keyed your car.
Yes.
And Miss Chamberlain said, absolutely not. She did not do anything of the sort. So when do you claim she keyed your car?
1:15 in the morning on June 11th.
Where were you?
I was at my house.
Where was your car?
In my driveway.
Where does Miss Chamberlain live in relation to where you live?
Just around the corner.
What makes you believe that Miss Chamberlain damaged your car?
I saw her do it. She left me a voicemail about 11:40 in the evening. She also left a note on my car.
I'd like to see the note that she left on your car. And I'd like to hear the voicemail as well. Did you leave a voicemail on her machine?
Not that I recall. No, ma'am.
Try. Did you leave a voicemail on her machine?
No.
Okay. Is this your handwriting?
Yes, ma'am. It is.
Where did you leave that note?
I did not recall leaving that on her car that day, but I do recall going over there, knocking on the door. She was very rude to me and shut the door.
I just asked where you left this note.
Well, if she says I left it on her car, then that's, I imagine.
When
that's
did
where
you
she found
find it on your car?
As soon as I walked out there.
You mean
when
on
I saw her
the
at my
11th
car.
of June?
That is
on the
correct.
11th of June. I'd like to hear the voicemail.
Okay.
Okay, so tell me what you observed on the 11th of June.
The 10th of June, which was later that evening, about 10:50, I got a hang-up phone call. 20 minutes later, 11:15, 11:20, Janelle shows up at my door asking for my boyfriend, which he was still at work. And I said, no, he's not home, and it causes conflict when her and I speak, and to come back when he is home. And I shut the door. And 11:40, she leaves the voicemail message on my cell phone, and 1:15 in the morning, I see her put an egg on my car and key it.
I object to that. She did not see me there.
You'll have an opportunity to tell me. When you saw her key your car, did you go downstairs?
Yes.
When you got downstairs, was she there or was she gone?
She was running down the driveway in front of the house, running south.
Did you say anything?
Yes.
What did you say?
I told her to stay the hell away from my car.
Did she answer you?
No, she kept running.
Did you call the police?
Yes, I did.
Can I see the police report, please?
There's hers and mine.
When did you make the police report? The next day?
No, it was on the 11th of
On
June.
the 11th that day. Okay, now I'll hear you. June 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
It was actually the 10th.
Mm-hmm.
That night I left for the grocery store. I cashed WIC vouchers.
What time?
I'm not sure. Whatever the police report says was on the receipt. It was late in the evening. I went to go get my baby some formula. I came back home. The police knocked on the door. I showed him my receipt. I was at the grocery store at the same time that she was accusing me of this.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
No, you weren't.
Well, it takes time to get to and from.
Let's be clear. You were not at the grocery store at the same time that she alleged she saw you in front of the house.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But I did go to the grocery store that
You
evening, return home, show him my receipt.
Who else do you live with?
My husband, Daniel Chamberlain. He was there.
Is there any reason why you go to the grocery store at 1:45 in the morning?
Ma'am, my husband works third shift, and he goes to college half of the day, so we have very irregular hours.
Was there any reason you went to the grocery store at 1:45 in the morning?
To get formula for my baby.
Why didn't he go?
It wasn't necessary. He needed to stay at home with the children.
How many children do you have?
I have 4.
Go ahead.
That's what I did. I went to the grocery
Well,
store
at what
that
point
night
did
and
you
I came
call
back
her on
home.
the telephone and leave that message?
It's very emotional.
At what time did you call her that evening and leave that message?
That's been months ago, Your Honor.
Well, certainly it's been months ago. At what point did you call her and leave that message on her answering machine?
The only time I remember having any confrontation with her was earlier in the day.
I'm not asking you about confrontation, madam. You didn't speak to her when you called. I'm asking you at what time in the evening did you call and leave that message on her answering machine?
I cannot be sure.
So you don't remember when you made the phone call, is that what you're telling me?
Yes, ma'am.
You do, however, remember putting this note on the car, because that's what you told the police officer.
I don't recall putting that note on her car.
Well, that's what you told the policeman who interviewed you.
That is my handwriting.
You told the policeman that you put this note on her car.
That was directly after the incident, so if that's what I told him, yes, ma'am.
Okay, can I see your estimate to fix the damage on your car, please?
Just because I left a note on her car does not mean that I keyed it.
You have photographs of the car?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see them, please. Where on the car was the note?
On the driver's side windshield.
It was raining that night.
I know. I retrieved it as soon as she left it there.
So you went out immediately?
Yes.
Right. Because clearly the police who observed the note, this is just a copy
No,
of it.
because
The
that
police
note was left earlier in the day, not that night when it was raining.
I'm speaking.
Yes, ma'am.
police officer observed the note. The police officer described its condition. It was, in fact, wet. And what the police officer found is that the bags that you showed them to explain that you were in the store immediately prior, so that they took the bags and looked at them, noticed that despite the fact that it was raining very, very hard that evening, the bags that you got from the store were miraculously dry, according to the police report. There are other ways to dealing with problems.
I didn't care, Carr.
I believe you did.
Well, that's you're right.
my judgment.
You have the right to believe
Absolutely right. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $700. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Elizabeth Rivera says her ex-boyfriend's girlfriend, Athena Hernandez, bit off the tip of her pinky finger during a fight. Athena is countersuing, claiming Elizabeth vandalized her truck.
Ms. Rivera, the defendant is your ex-husband's current girlfriend.
Correct.
And according to your complaint, outside of school, an incident occurred where she attacked and assaulted you. You want to be compensated for that injury. It resulted in severe damage to a finger. Ms. Hernandez says you initiated this altercation by damaging her car. Fight ensued. You may have gotten the worst of the fight, but you started it. And she is counterclaiming for the damage that she alleges you did to her car that day, and also for the fact that she lost her job because of this incident and lost wages. That's your counterclaim.
Yes.
How long were you married to the ex-husband?
13 years.
Do you have children?
Yes.
How many?
2.
How old?
12 and 8.
What's his first name?
Jose.
When were you divorced?
I wasn't legally married. Common law.
Common law in what state?
New York.
There's no common law in New York unless it was before 1933. And from looking at you, you didn't live with him in 1933, so that you were never married to Jose.
No.
But you were together for 13 years.
Correct.
Come you never married him?
I wasn't ready to get married.
You were ready to have 2 children with him, but not get married.
Exactly.
I always understood that. It was always clear as a bell to me. When did you separate?
We were together 13 years, and we separated a couple of years ago, like maybe 4 years ago.
And when did you meet Jose? You have children with him?
Yes.
How many?
1.
How old?
6.
So you were with him when he was living with her?
No. According to me, he wasn't living with her.
Your child there's a 2-year age difference between your child and hers.
Yes.
How long have you been living together?
Going on 4 years.
Well, for the 4 years before that, where was he living?
In his own apartment.
Sounds like some bargain. What does Jose do for a living?
He's a broker, an insurance broker.
How long has he done that?
About maybe 6 years.
Does he make a living?
Yes, he does.
How much money does he earn?
About maybe $35,000, $36,000.
Does Jose pay child support?
No, he doesn't.
How do you support your children?
He provides for them.
How do you support your children?
He supports them.
How much does he send you?
He doesn't send me anything. If they was to need anything, he'll go buy it for them.
That's not supporting your children, Miss Rivera. Do you work?
No, I don't.
Well, who supports you? Is not an answer.
The city.
The state?
The state.
And how long have you been a recipient of state assistance?
About 19 years.
19 years. Well, that's the reason you didn't marry Jose.
Yeah.
That's the answer. I knew, you follow the money, you always get to the answer. That's a reason for not getting married. So Jose works as an insurance broker. The state pays for your 2 children, and Jose has another family. Who do you work for?
For myself.
What kind of work do you do?
Insurance broker.
For the same company?
Mm-hmm.
How long have you worked for them?
It's mine. It's an actual brokerage. I own my own brokerage.
Does he work for you?
Yes.
How long has he worked for you?
6 years.
Is he a paid employee or on commission?
No, he's a paid employee.
And what's the name of your company?
Popular Multi-Service.
Where are they located?
In the Bronx.
Oh, perfect. State of New York is going to send me a big gold star for this one. Now, tell me when this incident took place.
It took place on February 5th, 7:30 in the morning.
Tell me what happened, Miss Rivera.
Okay, I was taking my kids to school at 7:30 in the morning because they have to be inside by 8 o'clock. So as I'm approaching the school, I see Athena Hernandez coming out of her, the school. And then as I'm getting closer, she's running back into school. So as I'm approaching inside the school, she's coming out. And she's coming out saying, a smart remark.
Just tell me what she said.
She said, haha, I have a car.
Go ahead.
So I looked at her, I was like, come on, boys, let's keep on going inside. That's not necessary. So I gave him my blessings, I walked him inside, and then I stood about 10 minutes inside. I came out, she's still out there, parked in front of the school. She pulled down her window, she started cursing at me, and she spit at me. So I spit at her right back. And I continued walking home. As I continue walking home, I'm turning the corner, ready to cross the street. As I'm crossing the street, she turns the car in a one-way, she eats the stop sign, and she hits me with the car. I got surprised. I fell down. So as I'm getting up, she rushes out the car and she starts attacking me. So I'm trying to defend myself. So I'm trying to unzip my coat to put my hands up. So I finally took off my coat and she kept on attacking me, and then she snatched my coat, ran back in the car. So at that moment I was like, help, help, somebody, can I have a cell phone to call 911? I need to call 911. I'm being attacked. Somebody finally let me call. So I'm like, help, 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 please come. I'm being assaulted over here. So I see her rushing back out. She's like, calling your son? Who are you calling, huh? When I see her coming out, I pick up the stick to start her to see if the cops come. And I'm taking off my boots. And I'm like, leave it alone, leave it alone, leave me alone.
You're taking off your boots?
Yeah, because I had some boots up to my knees, and they were high, and they were tight, and I kept on falling. So to have my balance and protect myself, and I'm like, leave me alone already, leave me alone. The cops are coming, leave me alone. She was like, no. She smacks the stick out of my hand, and she attacks me. And I feel somebody else behind me push me against the gate, and she just kept on hitting me, boom, 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 boom. And I kept on defending myself, and she bit my finger. And she said, ha, ha, look at your finger on the floor, and that's when the cops came. And I was just, it hurted so much, it was unbelievable.
So it was the tip of your pinky finger that she bit off?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Hernandez, tell me your version of the events.
Okay, my child and her 2 children attend the same school. It's not the first time that we see each other. But every time we see each other, she has something to say, whether it's indirect, under her breath, whatever. Usually I just let it go, you know, give her a, you know, smirk, whatever. This morning...
Let me stop you just for a second, just for my own information. Are you nice to Jose?
Yeah.
Are you nice to Jose?
Yes.
Because you said nice things about him before. You said if the kids need anything, he gets it for them. And I assume that you're still living with him, that you think he's a nice guy.
Correct.
And I assume you don't like her.
I don't have anything against her.
I assume you're not crazy about her because I believe that there is this underlying current of animus, anger, that the two of you have, and you're not crazy about her. Is that right?
That's correct.
And that I don't understand. You see, you look like 2 relatively normal women. Jose's the bad guy, not you. He was 2-timing you. He was 2-timing you. There's no question in my mind. So you all make up with Jose and fight with each other. 2 women fighting with each other when the bad guy is off doing what he's doing, maybe with somebody. Never can tell. That's his history. That just is so foolish to me. And you're not the first 2 women that I've seen do this kind of ridiculous fighting over some worthless piece of trash guy who doesn't support his children, lets the state do it, lived a lie for at least 4 years. Why do you look puzzled, madam?
Because according to what I know, the state supports her.
State supports the children unless he provides support through the court. The state supports her children. That's why she didn't marry him, or that's why he didn't marry her. They had a little extra cash. He's not going to have that extra cash anymore because they're going to attach his salary, which you just swore under oath that you paid him the last 6 years. They're going to go back and take it out for 6 years' worth of money. Let's move on with February 5th at 7:30 in the morning.
I'm getting out of my vehicle, dropping off my daughter. I run into school. It was freezing that day. As I'm leaving the school, she's entering the school with her 2 children. She tells her oldest son, I'm just effing showing off. I look at her, I said, you know what, why don't you just take your kids into school and shut up? I don't have effing time for this. I'm going towards my truck.
Nice talk in front of the children.
I go towards my truck.
Both of you, as a matter of fact, because I absolutely believe that that happened.
First of all, my...
Okay. I go towards my truck. She puts her kids through, there's 1 door, 2nd door, leaves them in there, runs back out, starts taking off her coat, telling me I've been dying to kick your for the last 8 years. Get out of the truck. I'm in the truck, and I'm laughing at her while she's taking off her clothes. Mind you, it's 8 degrees outside. Now she starts kicking my passenger door, gets in front of my truck, bangs on the hood. I'm honking the horn for her to get out of the way. I can't drive fast because there's parents dropping off their children, and we're in front of a school and they have speed bumps. If not, I would have went around and kept going. Couldn't do that. I went up, moved up a little, she moved over, right? As I'm going towards, there was a stop sign.
Just a minute. You have a big business?
It's a small business, not that big.
In case somebody has to reach you at your business when you're out with your child, how do they do that?
My cell phone.
Which works?
Which I didn't have.
I don't believe that. You don't walk out of the house in 8-degree weather in a car without your cell phone.
Your Honor, I didn't even have a bra on.
I don't care whether you had your bra. You may go out without a bra, but nobody goes out without their cell phone. So I don't believe that.
Okay.
Absolutely don't believe that you didn't have your cell phone. So if you have this nut banging on your car looking to fight with you, what is the last thing you do, Miss Hernandez? The last thing you do. You have a nutty person, takes off her coat in 8-degree weather, starts banging on your car, damaging your car. What is the last thing a woman does? Gets out of the car. So what I want to know is, how did her finger get bitten off if you stayed in the car?
I didn't stay in the car.
Why not?
Because she spit at me through the window.
First of all, why is the window open if it's 8 degrees outside?
Because
when it's 8 degrees outside, when I used to live in New York, the first thing I did was make sure those windows were up and the heat was on, not keep the windows down. So why, Miss Hernandez, were the windows down?
I rolled down the passenger window.
For what?
To curse her out and tell her to go home.
Got it?
Got it.
You have some crazy person who's attacked your car, who's hell-bent on attacking you. Why in the world would a businesswoman who has apparently a successful small business, so she's savvy, why would she get out of a car where she's safe to confront some lunatic?
Years.
Why would you do that?
Because I was tired of her. I was tired of her.
So you got out of the car to beat her up?
No, to return the favor.
Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. Don't believe that for a minute. Not for a second. I believe you got out of the car to beat her up. That's what you did. You got out of the car to beat her up. And Miss Rivera, there isn't a question in my mind that you attacked her car. Not a question in my mind that the situation happened exactly the way you told me it happened, with a few minor changes, that she beat you up because she was furious. And there isn't a question in my mind that she banged on your car before you got out of the car and beat her up. Now, who is this, by the way?
This is my son. He's been supporting me through my pain and suffering.
You wouldn't have had any pain and suffering if you hadn't started to rail on her car.
Your Honor, this has been going on for a long time.
Miss Rivera, I'm not interested in a long time.
She's been sending me letters through the mail and harassing me and everything.
Were you arrested?
Many years ago.
Arrested for this case?
Well, yes, correct.
Were you arrested?
Yes.
For this case?
Yes.
And what happened when you went to court on this case, Miss Rivera? Because you were arrested, I assume, for either vandalism or harassment. What happened with that case?
They just gave me a fine of $95. They were going to give me a misdemeanor, but they saw that...
Don't tell me what they saw. You must have pled guilty if you had to pay a fine.
Yes, I did.
What did you plead guilty to?
To, vandalizing.
Right. There you go. That's exactly what I surmised happened. You vandalized her car, and you pled guilty to that in a criminal proceeding.
They didn't tell me it was for her vehicle. They just said it's for the...
For vandalizing. What did you think you were vandalizing? The snow?
Well,
vandalizing her car.
She can't prove that I did anything.
Miss Rivera, you pled guilty in a criminal proceeding. Finished. It's over. Now, Miss Hernandez, you were arrested for assault.
Yes, that's correct.
And what happened with that case? Were you found guilty?
Yeah.
For assaulting her?
Yes.
Oh, this case is over. Wish I would have known that before we started. You have to pay for her injuries because you pled guilty to assaulting her.
She didn't pay for medical bills. The state did.
No. I'm not giving her a dime for her medical bills because she doesn't have any medical bills. But you assaulted her. She has to be compensated for that. And you have to pay for her truck because you started it.
Why would I have to pay if she don't have no evidence I did anything to her
Oh,
truck?
yes, she does. Because you pled guilty to vandalizing her truck. Now, you have pictures of the truck?
No, I have an estimate.
I'd like to take a look at it. And is that the finger that she bit?
Yes, and I have the estimate of my finger, too.
I don't need an estimate for your finger. You have Medicaid, is that correct?
Yes, I do, but Medicaid doesn't pay to fix my finger.
Nothing you
I
can
have
do
to estimate
There
on
is
that.
absolutely nothing you can do to fix your finger. Absolutely nothing. They cannot reattach it anymore.
Yes, they could. I have it here. What they're gonna do to it and everything.
Listen to me. Not at this stage of the game. Now, you have any other children other than these two children?
I have one more, which is Jose.
That's it?
3 boys, yes.
His father is not Jose.
No.
How old are you?
20.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a sales associate at Macy's on 34th Street.
And
I go to college, John Jay.
Perfect. You get along with Jose?
Somewhat.
Smart. On your claim, Miss Rivera, I am awarding you for pain and suffering $1,500. I would have ordered more, except you precipitated this attack by vandalizing her car.
But she also...
I'm speaking. I'm ruling now. I heard you. I'm awarding you $800 on your counterclaim to fix your car, which I am deducting from her award. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Which means, Miss Rivera, $700, because I've deducted the $800 that she's getting for the truck. I'm speaking, and you get nothing, but you get your truck fixed. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
And I'm going to suggest, if you are two decent human beings, and you both made the mistake of falling for Jose, you put this animosity to rest. It should be over. You don't want him anymore. You got him for now. Maybe you won't have him in 5 years, but you got him for now. You may not be happy when they start taking money out of his pay. A whole bunch of money, because that's what they're going to do. That's what the state of New York's going to do. You can't escape your responsibility. If you make children, you have to support them. And is there any reason why you don't work? What are you looking over here for? Is there any reason why you don't work?
Yes, I don't work because my reading is not too great.
You don't have to read for every job.
If you can find me one, I'm willing to work.
It's not my job to look for a job for you, madam.
No one wants
You've
to
been
really
on welfare 19 years. It's time to move on. There are lots of jobs that you can do where you don't have to be able to read War and Peace. That's all. Step out.
23-year-old Nicole Murray is suing her ex-boyfriend, Sean Simmons, for an unpaid loan, daycare costs, and harassment.
Miss Murray, the defendant is your former boyfriend, and quite foolishly on your part, you made 2 children with him. That is probably after you already knew that he had, according to you, a serious gambling problem. It is your claim that he forced you to take out a loan.
Yes.
That the loan was to be used to pay some bills. That you claim that he gambled the money away. He says he did not. He said it was either lost or stolen. You also claim that he owes you money because he said he would pay for the children's daycare, or at least half of it, and he didn't, and that he has been threatening you.
Yes.
So you want to be compensated for that, too?
Yes.
What was the loan for, Mr. Simmons?
It was a title loan on her vehicle, 2002 Ford Explorer, for our rent.
And when the loan was taken out, the check was cashed.
Correct.
And who took the money?
I did.
And what did you do with it?
Well, we left from where we got the loan, went back home, and then the next day I went and got a haircut at the local Walmart. I had like $974 on me. Paid for my haircut, went to Arby's, ordered some food, went to pay for my food, realized I didn't have my wallet.
So you either lost your wallet or it was stolen?
Correct.
Where's the police report?
There is no police report, Your Honor.
I don't believe you.
That's your choice, Your Honor. I mean,
That's my
the truth.
choice. That's my right. Because anybody who has a wallet stolen or lost, and that's their rent money,
Well, if you'd let me finish, Your Honor.
they file a police report.
Your Honor, like I said, let me finish.
Show me a report
I then went back to Walmart. Okay?
Yes?
I then went back to Walmart, had my wallet. There was no money in my wallet.
Show me the report.
What report would there be?
From Walmart.
Your Honor, that night...
Shut. There would be a police report that you were the victim of theft. Even if that were not the case, let's say you left your wallet on the counter when you got your hair cut. You're responsible for the lost money.
No, I'm not, Your Honor.
I don't care whether you say you are or whether you say you aren't. That's why you're here, sir. That's why I went to law school. And what do you do for a living?
I'm currently unemployed.
That's why I went to law school and you are unemployed. All right. How much was the loan? $1,000?
It was $1,010.50.
Okay. Now, give me in 30 seconds or less how he's been harassing you and threatening you to the extent that I'm going to compensate you for that.
Ever since we moved up to my mom's house, and then we moved out into a place of our own, and ever since then it was threats daily.
Then you leave.
Calling.
Then you leave.
I didn't want to rip our family apart.
Well, that's too bad. Then you don't come in and complain about it now. You
Well,
left, ultimately, correct?
Yes, I did, and
Very
I got an
good.
OFP.
A protective order?
Yes.
Perfect. Good. That's what you should have done before. Now, tell me about this money owed for daycare.
I pay daycare for our 2 youngest children. I pay my mom $50 per kid per week, so that totals $400 a month.
Yes.
And I've always paid the daycare. He has never helped take care of any of his kids. He's got 5 kids, and he doesn't support any of them.
He had 3 before he had 2 with you?
Yes.
You should have had a clue.
Yes, I should have.
You should have had a clue before you had 1. You should have had a bigger clue before you had 2. And unless you could prove a contract with Mr. Simmons to pay half the daycare, you will address that issue when you take him to court for support.
I never knew anything even about the daycare, Your
Just
Honor.
listen to me. Does it sound like I'm against you right now on the daycare, sir? So why don't you just keep your mouth... I don't want you to make a point. I want you to be quiet unless I ask you a question.
Okay.
Perfect. Do you understand?
Yes, and child support is pending.
Good. When you have a child support order against him, then he will have the parameters of his responsibility with regard to these 2 children. And if he fails to pay the child support order, and if that judge has any gumption, she'll put him in jail for non-payment of child support. But unless you have a contract with him, oral or written, with regard to payment to your mother for watching your children, he's not responsible for it. Do you understand?
Yeah, but he's always told me he'd help me out.
Well, help you out is not a contract. Help you out is not a contract. Right now, he owes you $1,010. That's for the money that he either lost or stole or gambled away. Anything else? Perfect. Thank you. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
คุณเคยคิดไหมว่าคนที่ทุกคนเคารพอาจเป็นคาตกเลือดเย็นในเงามืดคืนหนึ่งที่สวนร้างพบ2 ศพถูกคลุมด้วยผ้าขาวเพราะถูกจับต่อหน้าชาวบ้านทั้งหมู่บ้านแต่ความจริงกลับพลิกผันเมื่อฆาตกรตัวจริงเผยโฉมจนทุกคนช็อกทั้งไทยกลางคืนมืดสนิทเสียงจิ้งหรีดดังระงมทั่วสวนร้างกลิ่นหญ้าเปียกชื้นคลุ้งขึ้นจมูกลมพัดเบาแต่ความอึดอัดกลับกดทับไฟฉายของตำรวจส่องไปข้างหน้าสะท้อนผ้าขาว2 ผืนที่ปกคลุมร่างนิ่งเลือดซึมออกจากปลายผ้าเป็นวงแดงภาพนั้นทำให้ชาวบ้านหลายคนร้องเสียงหลงเสียงแม่เฒ่าตะโกนว่าเป็นบาปใหญ่ทุกคนถอยห่างราวกับกลัวจะติดเคราะห์แสงไฟกระพริบไปจับที่พระรูปหนึ่งจีวรของท่านเปื้อนคราบสีคล้ำเหมือนเลือดเจ้าหน้าที่รีบเข้าใกล้เสียงกุญแจมือดังกราวกลางความเงียบชาวบ้านแตกตื่นร้องโวยวายบางรำให้บางสบถด้วยความตกใจสายตาของเด็กหนุ่มคนหนึ่งกลับจ้องนิ่งเขามองเห็นรอยเท้าสดใหม่ตรงริมพุ่มไม้ไม่ใช่ของพระรอยเท้าหนักลึกและเต็มไปด้วยโคลนหนืดเขารู้สึกหนาวสั่นทั้งตัวเส้นขนลุกสู้ขึ้นพร้อมกับความคิดแล่นวาบฆาตกรยังอยู่ใกล้อาจซ่อนตัวอยู่ในเงามืดไม่ห่างออกไปเสียงสุนัขเห่าโหยนจากอีกฝ้าของสวนผู้คนหันไปตามเสียงด้วยหัวใจเต้นแรงเด็กหนุ่มก้าวช้าๆเข้าใกล้พุ่มไม้กลิ่นคาวเลือดแรงขึ้นเรื่อยๆจนแทบอาเจียนมือของเขาสั่นแสงไฟฉายที่จับอยู่ส่องสะท้อนบางสิ่งดวงตาที่แดงวาวปรากฏขึ้นในความมืดเขาชะงักทันทีใจเต้นรัวจนแทบแตกเสียงหายใจหนักดังจากเงาราวกับสัตว์ร้ายกำลังจ้องเหยื่อแต่เงานั้นไม่ใช่สัตว์เป็นร่างของคนที่ทุกคนคุ้นหน้าอย่างดีร่างนั้นก้าวออกมาจากเงามืดอย่างช้าๆแสงไฟฉายสะท้อนบนใบหน้าที่ทุกคนคุ้นเคยทันทีเด็กหนุ่มเบิกตากว้างจนแทบจะกลืนความมืดเข้าไปเขามองเห็นชายชราที่ใครๆเชื่อถือและเคารพในหมู่บ้านคนที่มักจะเดินถือคัมภีร์เก่าและพูดเรื่องศีลธรรมเสมอแต่ตอนนี้ใบหน้าของเขาเปื้อนเลือดดวงตาแดงก่ำและริมฝีปากสั่นราวกับกำลังสะกดบางสิ่งไม่ให้เล็ดรอดออกมาร่างนั้นไม่ใช่พระไม่ใช่คนที่ทุกคนกำลังจับตามองอยู่ตรงกลางสวนหากแต่เป็นชายที่มักทำบุญถวายของและนั่งแถวหน้าในทุกงานสวดชาวบ้านหลายคนยังเรียกเขาว่าคนใจบุญแต่สิ่งที่เด็กหนุ่มเห็นในตอนนี้กลับแตกต่างอย่างสิ้นเชิงเขายืนกอดวัตถุบางอย่างแน่นในมือเป็นมีดปลายที่มีเลือดสดเกาะอยู่รอยเลือดนั้นหยดลงพื้นชื้นและไหลรวมกับดินกลายเป็นกลิ่นคาวที่แรงจนแทบหายใจไม่ออกเด็กหนุ่มอยากตะโกนแต่เสียงติดอยู่ในลำคอขาของเขาหนักเหมือนหินไม่มีแรงขยับแม้แต่น้อยเสียงชาวบ้านยังคงโกลาหลอยู่ตรงจุดที่พระถูกจับแต่ไม่มีใครสังเกตว่ามีคนอีกคนกำลังยืนอยู่ตรงมุมมืดชายชราก้มหน้าลงสายตาแดงก่ำเลื่อนขึ้นมาจ้องตรงๆที่เด็กหนุ่มทั้งสองสบตากันความเงียบครอบงำระหว่างพวกเขาในวินาทีนั้นเด็กหนุ่มรู้สึกเหมือนถูกบีบรัดรอบคอความเย็นแล่นผ่านไขสันหลังราวกับกำลังเผชิญกับสิ่งที่ไม่ใช่มนุษย์ชายชรายกนี่ขึ้นเล็กน้อยเหมือนกำลังเตือนว่าอย่าส่งเสียงเด็ดขาดเด็กหนุ่มหายใจถี่หัวใจเต้นกระแทกจนหูอื้อเขาคิดถึง2 ศพที่นอนนิ่งใต้ผ้าขาวและผ้าพระที่ถูกกดลงกับพื้นพร้อมกุญแจมือมันคืออาการปกปิดความจริงอย่างโหดเหี้ยมคนที่ถูกจับอาจจะไม่ใช่ตัวการที่แท้จริงและฆาตกรตัวจริงก็กำลังยืนอยู่ตรงหน้า เสียงเห่าของสุนัขดังขึ้นอีกครั้งคราวนี้ใกล้เข้ามาแสงไฟฉายของตำรวจส่องวกมาทางพุ่มไม้เพียงเสี้ยววินาทีเด็กหนุ่มสะดุ้งชายชรารีบถอยกลับเข้าความมืดแต่ก่อนจะหายลับไปเขายกนิ้วชี้ขึ้นแต่ริมฝีปากเป็นสัญญาณเงียบแล้วหันหลังเดินหายเข้าไปในเงาพุ่มไม้เด็กหนุ่มยืนนิ่งร่างกายแข็งทื่อน้ำเสียงรอบข้างยังดังแต่เหมือนห่างไกลเกินเอื้อมเขาพยายามกลืนน้ำลายแห้งลงคอหัวใจยังเต้นแรงราวกับจะทะลุอกเขารู้ว่าตนเองไม่ควรเงียบแต่ก็กลัวเกินกว่าจะตะโกนออกมาความจริงที่เขาเพิ่งเห็นมันเกินกว่าที่จะเชื่อสายตาของเขากวาดไปที่ศพใต้ผ้าขาวอีกครั้งเลือดซึมมากขึ้นเรื่อยๆร่างทั้งสองนอนแน่นิ่งเหมือนไม่มีวันตื่นเด็กหนุ่มเริ่มคิดว่าถ้าเขาไม่พูดความผิดทั้งหมดจะตกไปที่พระรูปนั้นพระที่ยืนเทศน์สอนทุกเช้าอาจจะต้องรับโทษประหารโดยที่ไม่ได้ทำผิดเลยแต่ถ้าเขาพูดความลับของฆาตกรตัวจริงก็จะถูกเปิดเผยและนั่นอาจหมายถึงชีวิตของเขาเองสายลมพัดแรงขึ้นพาเอากลิ่นคาวเลือดกระจายไปทั่วบรรยากาศในสวนยิ่งอึดอัดและมืดมิดเด็กหนุ่มกัดฟันแน่นพยายามรวบรวมความกล้าแต่ขณะเดียวกันเสียงฝีเท้าหนักดังขึ้นจากด้านหลังเขาหันขวับกลับไปมองเห็นเงาดำอีกเงาหนึ่งเคลื่อนผ่านต้นไม้ใหญ่เงานั้นไม่ได้มาจากชายชราเพียงคนเดียวอาจจะมีใครอีกหลายคนที่ร่วมมือกันเหงื่อเย็นไหลลงขมับดวงตาของเด็กหนุ่มเบิกกว้างสถานการณ์ไม่ได้จบแค่2 ศพมันเพิ่งเริ่มต้นและความจริงที่แท้จริงยังถูกซ่อนอยู่ในสวนมืดแห่งนี้เขารู้แล้วว่าไม่มีใครปลอดภัยไม่ใช่พระไม่ใช่ชาวบ้านและไม่ใช่แม้แต่ตัวเขาเองเสียงหัวเราะแผ่วเบาดังมาจากพุ่มไม้เหมือนเสียงคนแก่แต่ก็แฝงด้วยความวิปลาสเด็กหนุ่มก้าวถอยหลังช้าๆแต่เงาดำนั้นยิ่งเข้ามาใกล้เสียงมีดขูดกับกิ่งไม้ดังแกรกๆทำให้เลือดในกายเย็นเฉียบราวกับเขากำลังยืนอยู่ตรงกลางกับดักที่ไม่มีทางหนีความจริงกำลังจะเปิดเผยแต่คำถามคือใครจะรอดไปบะอกเล่าได้ก่อนกันเสียงหัวเราะนั้นก้องสะท้อนในหัวของเด็กหนุ่มราวกับกลองที่ตีซ้ำแล้วซ้ำแล้วเขาหายใจทีจนอกแน่นแต่กลับไม่กล้าเปล่งเสียงออกมาแม้เพียงคำเดียวเงาที่ขยับเข้ามาใกล้ปรากฏชัดขึ้นใต้แสงไฟที่ส่องลอดผ่านกิ่งไม้มันคือเงาของชายชราคนเดิมที่เพิ่งหายเข้าไปในความมืดเมื่อครู่แต่คราวนี้ดวงตาของเขาแดงจัดเหมือนเปลวไฟริมฝีปากใส่ยะยิ้มเผยให้เห็นฟันที่เปื้อนเลือดสดร่างของเขาสูงใหญ่ขึ้นในสายตาของเด็กหนุ่มราวกับปีศาจในตำนานเสียงมีดในมือครูดไปกับลำต้นไม้ดังแกรกๆทุกการขีดข่วนสร้างรอยลึกลงไปในเปลือกไม้เหมือนเป็นการประกาศเตือนภัยเด็กหนุ่มถอยหลังช้าๆแต่ขาแข็งเหมือนหินก้อนหนักฝีเท้าที่ก้าวไปกระทบใบไม้แห้งทำให้เกิดเสียงดังจนเขาสะดุ้งแทบล้มชายชราหยุดยืนนิ่งร่างกายเอียงศีรษะเล็กน้อยสายตาจ้องเขม็งตรงมาที่เด็กหนุ่มราวกับนักล่าที่กำลังวัดระยะห่างเหยื่อเสียงโวยวายของชาวบ้านกับตำรวจยังคงดังอยู่ไม่ไกลแต่กลับไม่มีใครมองเห็นสิ่งที่กำลังเกิดขึ้นตรงนี้ทุกคนกำลังมัวสับสนอยู่กับการจับพระที่ถูกใส่กุญแจมือความจริงกำลังถูกเบี่ยงเบนไปอย่างเลือดเย็นเด็กหนุ่มรู้สึกถึงแรงกดดันถาโถมเข้ามาในหัวสมองเต็มไปด้วยคำถามว่าเขาควรตะโกนบอกความจริงหรือไม่แต่ก่อนที่ความคิดจะตกผลึกเสียงฝีเท้าอีกชุดหนึ่งก็ดังขึ้นจากอีกด้านหนึ่งของพุ่มไม้เขาหันไปเห็นเงามืดอีกเงาหนึ่งกำลังก้าวออกมามันไม่ใช่เพียงชายชราคนเดียวที่อยู่เบื้องหลังทั้งหมดแต่มีใครอีกคนร่วมมืออยู่ด้วยร่างนั้นคนสวมเสื้อผ้าเปื้อนดินโคลนใบหน้าถูกปิดด้วยผ้าดำจนมองไม่เห็นแต่แววตาที่ลอดออกมาส่องประกายวาวราวกับสัตว์ร้ายในป่าความจริงชัดเจนขึ้นทันทีเด็กหนุ่มกำลังยืนอยู่ต่อหน้าฆาตก2 คนและทั้งคู่พร้อมที่จะทำทุกวิถีทางเพื่อไม่ให้ความลับถูกเปิดเผยหัวใจเต้นแรงจนหูอื้อกลิ่นคาวเลือดยังคงอบอวลในอากาศจนแทบหายใจไม่ออกเด็กหนุ่มคิดถึงศพ2 ร่างใต้ผ้าขาวที่ยังคงนอนนิ่งอยู่กลางสวนเลือดที่ซึมออกมาเรื่อยๆราวกับกำลังตะโกนเรียกร้องความยุติธรรมแต่ไม่มีใครฟังเสียงนั้นเลยพระที่ถูกจับกำลังจะกลายเป็นแพ้รับบาปโดยสมบูรณ์ขณะที่ฆาตกรตัวจริงยืนยิ้มอยู่ตรงหน้าเด็กหนุ่มกัดฟันแน่นสายตาสันดริกเขาพยายามจะขยับปากแต่ลำคอแข็งทื่อเหมือนถูกบีบรัด2 ร่างตรงหน้าก้าวเข้ามาใกล้ทีละก้าวเสียงหายใจหนักดังขึ้นทุกครั้งที่พวกมันเคลื่อนตัวเข้ามาทันใดนั้นเสียงปืนก็ดังสนั่นจากอีกฟากสวนแสงแฟลชแลบขึ้นพร้อมเสียงชาวบ้านกรีดร้องความโกลาหลประตูขึ้นรอบด้านเด็กหนุ่มสะดุ้งเฮือกชายชราหันไปมองชั่วครู่แล้วรีบคว้าแขนของอีกคนที่ปิดหน้าลากให้ถอยกลับเข้าเงามืดแต่ก่อนจะหายไปสายตาของเขายังไม่ละจากเด็กหนุ่มดวงตาที่แดงวาวนั้นเต็มไปด้วยคำขู่ที่ไม่ต้องใช้คำพูดเด็กหนุ่มยืนสั่นหัวใจเต้นแรงจนปวดอกเขารู้ดีว่าหลังจากคืนนี้เขาไม่ได้เพียงแค่พยานแต่เขากลายเป็นเป้าหมายใหม่ทันทีเสียงตำรวจตะโกนดังใกล้เข้ามาไฟฉายสาดผ่านต้นไม้ดวงไฟกวาดไปทั่วพุ่มไม้แต่ไม่พบเงาของฆาตกรแม้แต่น้อยมีเพียงเด็กหนุ่มที่ยืนตัวแข็งเหมือนหินอยู่ตรงนั้นเขาถูกถามว่ามีใครเห็นอะไรหรือไม่แต่ปากของเขากลับไม่ยอมขยับเสียงในหัวดังซ้ำแล้วซ้ำเล่าว่าถ้าเอ่ยความจริงออกมาเขาจะไม่มีวันรอดพ้นเงามืดนี้ไปได้อีกเขาหลับตาลงน้ำตาไหลออกมาโดยไม่รู้ตัวภาพชายชรากับเงาดำปิดหน้าวงเวียนอยู่ในความทรงจำดวงตาแดงจัดฟันเปื้อนเลือดและเสียงหัวเราะวิบลาสที่ยังคงก้องสะท้อนในโสตประสาทความลับที่ซ่อนอยู่ในสวนมืดคืนนี้หนักค่ะน่วงเกินกว่าจะปิดบังแต่ก็อันตรายเกินกว่าที่จะเปิดเผยและในความเงียบที่ตามมาเขาเริ่มเข้าใจว่าเรื่องราวทั้งหมดไม่ได้จบแค่2 ศพในสวนแต่มันเพิ่งเริ่มต้นและความตายอาจจะมาเยือนเขาในทุกลมหายใจต่อจากนี้ เด็กหนุ่มยืนนิ่งเหมือนถูกตรึงอยู่กับพื้นสายตายังพร่าเบลอด้วยน้ำตาที่ไม่อาจกลั้นได้เขารู้ว่าหากเปิดปากบอกความจริงเขาอาจจะต้องกลายเป็นศพต่อไปในสวนแห่งนี้แต่หากเขาเงียบพระรูปนั้นก็จะต้องถูกตราหน้าว่าเป็นฆาตกรที่พรากชีวิต2 ร่างที่นอนแน่นิ่งใต้ผ้าขาวความขัดแย้งระหว่างความกลัวกับความถูกต้องกัดกินในหัวใจของเขาอย่างเจ็บปวดเสียงผู้คนยังคง แตกตื่นตำรวจยังคงตะโกนสั่งให้ผู้คนถอยห่างจากพื้นที่แต่เสียงหัวใจของเด็กหนุ่มกลับดังก้องยิ่งกว่าทุกสิ่งเขาจำแววตาแดงก่ำของชายชราได้ชัดเจนฟันที่เปื้อนเลือดเหมือนรอยยิ้มปีศาจยังติดตรึงอยู่ในสายตาไม่เลือนความเย็นเยียบเกาะกลุ่มทั่วร่างจนเส้นขนลุกสู้เหมือนถูกปล่อยลงไปกลางบ่อน้ำแข็งเขาอยากจะกรีดร้องแต่ลำคอกลับแข็งทื่อเหมือนถูกบีบรัดด้วยมือที่มองไม่เห็นเสียงกิ่งไม้หักดังแกรกอยู่ไม่ไกลความรู้สึกเหมือนใครบางคนยังคงจับตามองเขาอยู่ในความมืดแม้ตำรวจจะเข้ามาล้อมรอบแล้วก็ตามราวกับฆาตกรไม่ได้จากไปจริงแต่ยังคงซ่อนอยู่ใกล้ๆเพื่อรอให้เขาทำผิดพลาดเพียงเสี้ยววินาทีในความสับสนเด็กหนุ่มเหลือบมองไปที่สองศพใต้ผ้าขาวอีกครั้งเขามองเห็นเลือดที่ยังคงไหลออกมาเป็นสายเหมือนน้ำตาของผู้ตายที่กำลังร่ำร้องหาความยุติธรรมภาพนั้นบีบหัวใจเขาอย่างแรงจนแทบขาดออกเป็นเสียงกลิ่นคาวเลือดลอยคลุ้งปนไปกับกลิ่นดินเปียกและหญ้าชื้นจนทุกการหายใจเหมือนการกลืนเอาพิษร้ายเข้าสู่ปอดเขาพยายามหันไปมองตำรวจที่อยู่ไม่ไกลแต่แววตาของทุกคนยังจับจ้องไปที่พระที่ถูกจับกุมไม่มีใครสนใจว่าแท้จริงแล้วยังมีเงามืดอีกเงาซ่อนอยู่ตรงนี้เด็กหนุ่มกัดฟันแน่นจนกรามสั่นเขาอยากจะก้าวออกไปและตะโกนว่าพระไมน่ะใช่ฆาตกรแต่ทุกครั้งที่คิดถึงดวงตาแดงวาวและเสียงหัวเราะวิบลาสในเงามืดขาของเขาก็กลับสั่นจนก้าวไม่ออกเสียงหมู่บ้านค่อยๆแผ่วลงทีละน้อยผู้คนเริ่มกระซิบกระซาบกันด้วยความหวาดกลัวหลายคนชี้นิ้วไปที่พระบ้างกล่าวหาว่าเป็นบาปที่สวรรค์สาปแช่งบ้างร่ำให้จนเสียงสั่นเครือเด็กหนุ่มยิ่งรู้สึกเหมือนกำลังถูกกดให้จมลึกลงไปในบึงโคลนแห่งความลับทุกสิ่งรอบตัวกลายเป็นแรงกดทับที่ทำให้เขาหายใจไม่ออกลมเย็นพัดผ่านสวนเสียงใบไม้สั่นไหวเหมือนเสียงกระซิบจากผู้ตายที่ยังไม่ยอมไปไหนความรู้สึกหนาวเย็นแล่นผ่านสันหลังจนถึงท้ายทอยเหมือนใครบางคนกำลังยืนอยู่ข้างหลังเขาหันขวับกลับไปแต่ไม่พบใครเงามืดจากต้นไม้โยกไหวไปตามแรงลมทำให้เขาแทบขาดสติทันใดนั้นเขาได้ยินเสียงกระซิบเบาๆตรงหูเป็นเสียงแก่ๆแหบพร่าเสียงที่เขาจำได้แม่นยำว่าเป็นของชายชราคำพูดไม่ชัดเจนแต่แฝงด้วยคำขู่ที่ชัดเจนเกินพอถ้าเจ้าเอ่ยปากเจ้าจะกลายเป็นศพที่3เสียงนั้นก้องสะท้อนในหัวราวกับมีคนเปล่งพร้อมกันหลายคนเด็กหนุ่มรีบหันซ้ายหันขวาแต่ไม่เห็นใครทั้งร่างกายสั่นสะท้านน้ำตาไหลพรากโดยไม่รู้ตัวเขาอยากจะก้าววิ่งหนีออกจากสวนแต่เท้ากลับหนักเหมือนถูกฝังไว้ในดินโคลนตำรวจคนหนึ่งหันมามองเขาถามว่าเห็นอะไรผิดปกติหรือไม่เด็กหนุ่มจ้องไปที่ปากของตำรวจริมฝีปากขยับชัดเจนแต่เขาไม่ได้ยินเสียงอะไรเลยทุกอย่างเงียบกริบราวกับโลกตัดขาดเสียงทั้งหมดออกไปเหลือเพียงเสียงหัวใจที่เต้นแรงในอกเสียงหายใจหนักของตนเองและเสียงหัวเราะที่ยังคงก้องจากความมืดเด็กหนุ่มอ้าปากพยายามจะพูดแต่ลำคอกลับแข็งที่เสียงใดๆก็ไม่อาจเล็ดรอดออกมาเขารู้แล้วว่าเขาไม่ได้เพียงแค่พยานอีกต่อไปแต่เขากำลังถูกจองจำโดยความจริงอันน่าสะพรึงกลัวความลับที่ไม่อาจเปิดเผยกำลังเผาผลาญหัวใจเขาอย่างช้าๆและฆาตกรตัวจริงที่ยังคงล่องลอยอยู่ในเงามืดกำลังรอเวลาที่เขาเผลอเพียงครั้งเดียวเพื่อจะทำให้ร่างของเขากลายเป็นผ้าขาวผืนที่3ในสวนแห่งนี้เสียงหัวใจของเด็กหนุ่มยังคงดังรัวในอกจนแทบจะทะลุออกมาเขายืนนิ่งท่ามกลางความวุ่นวายรอบข้างรู้สึกเหมือนโลกทั้งใบกำลังหดเล็กลงเหลือเพียงเขากับเงามืดที่คอยไล่ล่าความกลัวกดทับลงมาเหมือนภูเขาที่ถล่มลงใส่ร่างทำให้เขาหายใจติดขัดแต่ในขณะเดียวกันก็มีความรู้สึกบางอย่างผลักดันให้เขายืนหยัดอยู่ตรงนี้ภาพของศพทั้งสองที่นอนนิ่งใต้ผ้าขาวยังคงฝังลึกในใจเหมือนตอกตะปูลงกลางหัวใจความจริงที่เขาเพิ่งเห็นกับตากำลังแผดเผาความคิดจนแทบคลุ้มคลั่งดวงตาแดงก่ำของชายชรายังคงตามหลอกหลอนแม้เขาจะพยายหามากระพริบตาภาพนั้นก็ยังปรากฏชัดอยู่ในความมืดรอบข้างเสียงหัวเราะวิบลาสยังคงก้องสะท้อนในโสตประสาทเหมือนเสียงจากนรกที่ไม่มีวันเงียบหายเขารู้ว่าเขาไม่ปลอดภัยอีกต่อไปไม่ว่าจะเงียบหรือพูดความตายกำลังคืบคลานเข้ามาใกล้ทุกลมหายใจในหัวของเขาเต็มไปด้วยความสับสนหากเขาเลือกเงียบพระรูปนั้นก็จะต้องรับบาปที่ตนเองไม่ได้ก่อและชาวบ้านทั้งหมู่บ้านก็จะหลงเชื่อในสิ่งที่ถูกสร้างขึ้นอย่างโหดร้ายแต่หากเขาพูดออกไปฆาตกรตัวจริงก็จะรู้ทันทีว่าเขาคือพยานเพียงคนเดียวที่เห็นเหตุการณ์และนั่นย่อมหมายความว่าชีวิตของเขาจะไม่มีทางปลอดภัยอีกต่อไปเขายกมือขึ้นกุมอกรู้สึกถึงแรงเต้นที่ปวดร้าวราวกับหัวใจจะระเบิดเขาอยากกรีดร้องอยากบอกทุกคนให้รู้แต่เสียงของชายชราที่กระซิบไว้ยังคงดังก้องถ้าเจ้าเอ่ยปากเจ้าจะกลายเป็นศพที่3คำพูดนั้นเหมือนกรงเหล็กที่กักขังจิตใจของเขาไว้ทำให้ทุกแรงกล้าที่พยายามจะแตกร้าวกลับถูกบดขยี้จนไม่เหลือเศษรอดตัวเริ่มเย็นเยือกขึ้นเรื่อยๆลมพัดแรงพาให้ใบไม้ปลิวว่อนเสียงเสียดสีของกิ่งไม้ดังราวกับเล็บยักย้ายที่ข่วนลงบนผิวโลกกลิ่นคาวเลือดผสมกับกลิ่นดินเปียกกลายเป็นความเหม็นสาบที่รุนแรงจนแทบอาเจียนทุกประสาทสัมผัสของเด็กหนุ่มถูกกดดันให้ตึงเครียดเกินขีดจำกัดดวงตาของเขากวาดมองไปรอบๆพยายามมองหาเงาของชายชราและผู้ร่วมมือที่ปิดหน้าแต่สิ่งที่เห็นมีเพียงความว่างเปล่าเงามืดที่ทับบนต้นไม้ใหญ่โยกไหวตามแรงลมทำให้เขาแทบแยกไม่ออกว่าอันไหนคือความจริงอันไหนคือภาพหลอนเสียงของตำรวจดังขึ้นเรียกให้ผู้คนถอยห่างออกไปอีกเด็กหนุ่มเห็นผู้ใหญ่ในหมู่บ้านหลายคนเริ่มเดินถอยออกจากพื้นที่สีหน้าของพวกเขาเต็มไปด้วยความหวาดกลัวและความโกรธที่ปะปนกันแต่ไม่มีใครสักคนที่สงสัยว่าพระรูปนั้นอาจเป็นผู้บริสุทธิ์ทุกสายตายังคงตราหน้าว่าเป็นฆาตกรเขารู้สึกเหมือนโลกทั้งใบถูกบิดเบือนโดยมือที่มองไม่เห็นและเขาเพียงคนเดียวที่ได้ เห็นความจริงความอึดอัดในอกเริ่มกลายเป็นความโกรธที่เดือดพล่านแม้ความกลัวจะยังเกาะกินแต่ไฟแห่งความยุติธรรมก็เริ่มก่อตัวขึ้นช้าๆเหมือนเปลวไฟเล็กๆที่ส่องแสงท่าหามกกลางความมืดทันใดนั้นเสียงฝีเท้าหนักดังมาจากด้านหลังเด็กหนุ่มสะดุ้งหันกลับไปเขามองเห็นเงาดำวูบหนึ่งเคลื่อนไหวผ่านต้นไม้ใหญ่ความเย็นแล่นผ่านสันหลังเหมือนมีน้ำแข็งวางอยู่ตรงกระดูกสันหลังทุกข้อเขารู้ทันทีว่าฆาตกรยังอยู่ใกล้ๆและกำลังจับตาดูเขาอยู่ตลอดเวลาดวงตาแดงก่ำที่เขาเห็นก่อนหน้านี้ยังคงจ้องตามเขาอยู่แม้จะไม่ปรากฏร่างกายให้เห็นความกลัวถาโถมเข้ามาอีกครั้งจนแทบจะซุดลงกับพื้นแต่ภายในใจลึกๆเขากลับได้ยินเสียงหนึ่งแผ่วเบาเหมือนเสียงร้องขอจากวิญญาณของผู้ตายที่กำลังเรียกร้องให้เขาไม่ยอมแพ้เขาสูดหายใจลึกพยายามรวบรวมความกล้าทั้งหมดที่เหลืออยู่แม้ร่างกายจะสั่นไหวเหมือนใบไม้ที่ถูกพายุพัดแต่สายตาของเขากลับแข็งกร้าวขึ้นทีละน้อยเขามองไปที่ตำรวจที่ยืนอยู่ไม่ไกลเสียงในหัวตะโกนให้เขาพูดให้เขาเปิดเผยความจริงแต่ในขณะที่ปากกำลังจะขยับเสียงหัวเราะแหลมสูงก็ดังขึ้นจากความมืดรอบสวนทำให้ทุกคนหยุดชะงักหันไปมองรอบทิศด้วยความหวาดกลัวเสียงนั้นไม่ใช่เสียงธรรมดามันก้องสะท้อนเหมือนมาจากทุกทิศทุกทางพร้อมกันทั้งสูงทั้งต่ำทั้งใกล้ทั้งไกลชาวบ้านหลายคนกรีดร้องบางคนซุดลงกับพื้นเหมือนถูกแรงกดดันมองไม่เห็นบทขยี้เด็กหนุ่มตัวสั่นจนแทบยืนไม่อยู่เขารู้ทันทีว่าฆาตกรตัวจริงกำลังเล่นเกมกับทุกคนและเขาคือเป้าหมายหลักในเกมนี้แสงไฟฉายของตำรวจสาดไปทั่วแต่ไม่เจอใครเลยเพียงความว่างเปล่าและเสียงหัวเราะที่ยังคงดังก้องต่อเนื่องเด็กหนุ่มกัดริมฝีปากจนเลือดซึมเขาไม่อาจหนีได้อีกต่อไปหากเขายังเลือกที่จะเงียบเขาอาจจะเป็นผ้าขาวผืนที่3ในสวนแห่งนี้โดยไม่ทันได้พูดความจริงออกมาเขาจึงตัดสินใจในวินาทีนั้นว่าจะต้องเปิดเผยแม้ผลลัพธ์คือความตายก็ตามเขาอ้าปากหัวใจเต้นแรงจนร่างทั้งร่างสั่นสะท้านแต่ทันใดนั้นสายตาของเขาก็สบเข้ากับเงามืดที่เคลื่อนไหวอยู่ตรงชายสวนดวงตาสีแดงวาวนั้นกลับมาปรากฏอีกครั้งมันจับจ้องตรงมาที่เขาเหมือนสัตว์ร้ายที่กำลังเล็งเหยื่อรอยยิ้มที่เต็มไปด้วยฟันเปื้อนเลือดค่อยๆปรากฏขึ้นใต้แสงจันทร์เด็กหนุ่มกลืนก้อนแข็งในลำคอเขารู้ว่าไม่ว่าเขาจะพูดหรือไม่พูดชะตากรรมของเขาก็ถูกปิดผนึกไว้แล้วความมืดได้เลือกเขาเป็นเหยื่อรายต่อไปและไม่มีสิ่งใดจะหยุดยั้งเงามืดนั้นได้อีกต่อไปคืนที่เต็มไปด้วยเสียงโกลาหลค่อยๆสงบลงทีละน้อยเมื่อแสงไฟของตำรวจสาดไปทั่วสวนจนไม่มีเงามืดเหลือให้ซ่อนอีกต่อไปเด็กหนุ่มยืนตัวสั่นหายใจติดขัดแต่ในหัวใจกลับเต็มไปด้วยแรงผลักดันที่ไม่อาจข่มไว้ได้อีกเขาก้าวออกมาจากพุ่มไม้ด้วยขาที่สั่นจนแทบสุดแต่ดวงตาของเขาแข็งกร้าวแน่วแน่เขาตะโกนบอกความจริงต่อหน้าทุกคนว่าพระไม่ได้เป็นฆาตกรว่ามีเงามืดอีก2ร่างที่เขาเห็นด้วยตาว่าหนึ่งในนั้นคือชายชราที่ทุกคนเคารพและอีกคนคือผู้ร่วมมือที่ปิดหน้าเสียงของเขาสั่นเครือแต่ทุกคำที่หลุดออกมากลับหนักแน่นจนความเงียบเข้าปกคลุมทั้งสวนผู้คนหันไปมองชายชราที่กำลังแทรกอยู่ในฝูงชนดวงตาของเขาแดงวาวขึ้นทันทีเหมือนสัตว์ร้ายที่ถูกเปิดโปงแต่ครั้งนี้เขาไม่มีที่ให้หลบอีกต่อไปตำรวจรีบเข้าล้อมและกดเขาลงกับพื้นมีดเปื้อนเลือดที่ซ่อนอยู่ในชายเสื้อถูกดึงออกมาเป็นหลักฐานทุกสายตาเต็มไปด้วยความตกตะลึงและหวาดกลัวบางคนร้องให้บางคนไม่กล้าเชื่อว่าคนที่เคยเรียกว่าคนใจบุญคือฆาตกรที่แท้จริงชายชราหัวเราะเสียงต่ำๆดวงตาเต็มไปด้วยความวิปริตก่อนจะตะโกนลั่นว่าไม่มีใครรอดไปได้หรอกความมืดจะตามพวกเจ้าไปทุกที่คำพูดนั้นทำให้ชาวบ้านกรีดร้องแต่เสียงของเขาก็ถูกกลบด้วยเสียงกุญแจมือที่คลิกปิดแน่นและเสียงตะโกนของตำรวจเด็กหนุ่มยืนนิ่งมองเหตุการณ์ตรงหน้าด้วยหัวใจที่ยังเต้นแรงเขารู้ว่าการพูดความจริงอาจนำอันตรายมาสู่ตัวเองแต่เขาก็ได้ปลดปล่อยพระผู้บริสุทธิ์จากความผิดและทำให้ความจริงถูกเปิดเผยแสงไฟจากรถตำรวจสว่างจ้าท่ามกลางความมืดทำให้สวนที่เคยเต็มไปด้วยเงาวับวาวดูโปร่งโล่งขึ้นเมื่อศพทั้งสองถูกเคลื่อนย้ายออกไปภายใต้ผ้าขาวที่คลุมไว้เด็กหนุ่มก้มศีรษะเงียบๆราวกับขอขมาให้กับวิญญาณผู้ตายเขารู้ว่าความน่ากลัวของคืนนั้นจะติดตรึงอยู่ในความทรงจำไปชั่วชีวิตแต่เขาก็เลือกที่จะเผชิญหน้ากับมันด้วยความกล้าสุดท้ายเสียงโกลาหลค่อยๆหายไปเหลือเพียงสายลมเย็นที่พัดผ่านสวนว่างเปล่าประที่ถูกใส่กุญแจมือถูกปล่อยเป็นอิสระชาวบ้านค่อยๆกลับมามีความสงบแต่ในใจของเด็กหนุ่มเขารู้ดีว่าความมืดยังคงมีอยู่เสมอเพียงแต่คืนนี้เขาได้เอาชนะมันด้วยความจริงและนั่นคือบทเรียนที่ไม่มีวันลืม